Yo, yo. There we go. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Man, I need to figure out how to get my computer to be in my face so I can look at the screen and look at the camera. So let's move a couple of these items around. Need a bigger desk. That's what that means. That's all that means. I need a bigger desk. What that was? Ah, it's the charger. Damn it. I see why I got it there. Anyways. Here all the leaders have the logical opinions. That hopefully they come in here. This shouldn't even be up for debate with Oh man. Yeah. Yep. This prop is interesting. I've done this before a long time ago. But she just came right out. She just said it. Hey y'all, appreciate y'all. Tap the screen, share the live. Appreciate everybody on the YouTubes. Definitely keep liking the screen, keep tapping the screen. Let me get them thumbs up. Yes, let's get some gift goals going. Let's try to get the live on the FYP. See, so we can get more engagement. You know, they got me working triple overtime for a fraction of the numbers on TikTok. Because I'm shadow banned. It's crazy. Yeah. It's wild to watch it. I've seen it. I see the metrics. It's weird. It's like, damn, they really just restrict you. So yeah. Let's see what we can do though. Let's see what we can get on the FYP somehow, some way. They are hating. It's crazy. Even on my backup page, I used to, typically I would be doing like, what up, Huntress? We would do a few hundred, 400, 500, 600 people in here, but it's 150 max. They cap it. It's weird. They just restrict who they put you in front of. They don't put you on the FYP. And pretty much everybody that's in here, they're like a follower, right? Like they follow the page if you think about it. So, but when my numbers are like on this page, when my numbers are like 200, 300, 400, or not 200, when they're like 400, 500, 600, it's typically like 200 people in here that are followers, and then the rest are like just people coming in and out of the live because the live is on the FYP. And it doesn't matter what the prompt is. It doesn't matter how much engagement we have. If I feel like the only thing that really breaks through is the gifts, because people, I could be wrong about that, but it's like when you're gifting a lot, then and shares. I think gifts probably sharing too. But yeah, gifts and shares are the things that typically push you out on the thing from what I've seen. So that's why I'd be like, yeah, man, let's get the gifts up. Let's make sure we knock out some gift goals so we can get the engagement. But whatever though, I appreciate everybody coming in. We still be having a good time. It still be fun. And YouTube's, we stay cracking on YouTube. So it is what it is. Everybody's coming in. We filing in slowly but surely. We'll be in here by the end. It's a good one. I got a good one. I got time. So, how's everybody doing? It is Monday. It's the first, man. First of the month. Bone Thugs come to mind. Obviously, payday for a lot of people. So, yeah, man, it should be a good day for some people. Actually, also we got to pay rent today. So, it's a gift and a curse. The first is a gift and a curse, right? That rhymed, by the way. The first is a gift and a curse. Yes, yes, yes. What up, Jerry? But yeah, man, we're here. It's July. The 4th is in a few days. It's gonna be fun time, fun time. You know, fireworks and whatnot. Hopefully nobody gets injured. I'll remind you of mortgages due. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have reminded you of that. I apologize. I didn't want to be the face of the person reminding you that your mortgage was due. But hey, Jenny B, can we chat? What do you want to chat about, Jenny B? Let me know. What are we talking about? People already start. B-Day on the 8th, we turn. Who's starting what? Who's starting what? Here we are. I like, okay, so, okay. I personally have had this conversation a few times with men and with women, but you know, with men. And this is a tough conversation to have with men because I don't know if you really see how what I mean. You really see how far off men are, right, from the truth. And you see how wide the divide is on an interpersonal level. We already know on a socio-economic level, on a political level, you know, men just we're not understanding in so many ways. But now we can see how it translates to the interpersonal. And this is an example of that. I just watched a video right now. Some dude was talking about how women need to be nicer to men because men are like gonna explode one day. He fears men are gonna explode and all this, you know, these like veiled threats that a lot of these men like, you better start giving up that vagina or these dudes gonna get mad at you. You know, they start talking that talk. The thing is, yeah, one day, exactly, as if it's not already happening. It's kind of like when they start to threaten women in that way. I always find it's very comparable to like when it's like comparable to when like you start to threaten an abused child. Oh yeah, sure. So, you know, like at a certain point, that a reason why I don't believe in hitting children is because at a certain point they're not going to be children anymore, at least physically, right? And unless you want to go full blown on like fight your child, you know, most of the forms of corporal punishment won't be effective because it doesn't really hurt them anymore, right? So, when you threaten that child when they're, you know, 15, 16 with a whooping or whatever, they're like, it doesn't scare them. They've been getting abused this whole time. It's not what's new, right? What's another spanking? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's like kind of like how it is with women and men, when men threaten women with violence if women don't like give them attention and things of that nature. It's really weird. But yeah, so I say all of that to say like men, there is a disconnect. In spite of men being literally the center of the, not literally, but you know, in spite of men already being the center of the universe, and every man kind of operating as their own universe, men are still coming out and saying that women need to be nicer to men, and women need to, they just need to capitulate to or acquiesce to a man's desires, right? And that I mean, I instantly what my wifey title says whose no, it doesn't. It said whose needs get met. Yeah, whose needs? Yeah, what the hell?
Whose is the WHOSE. So
Oh, I got
whose.
you.
So
I
it's a
don't know
belonging.
why I was reading that wrong. I was misreading the thing. I'm like, what the hell are they talking about? I get what they're saying. They're saying who.
Okay.
My fault. Like who? I was saying it like who is, but I
Like
shouldn't
who's
put needs in
like
there. Yeah.
belonging.
When
Ownership.
when I first typed it, I put whose needs are getting met, and then I retyped it and then just left whose needs. Yeah. So I messed up. My fault. Thanks for correcting that. No, no, no. I do that. I got ADHD, so when I make my prompt sometimes, like I will like I don't spell check it, and I just do it. But yeah, whose? Yeah, I did type in whose, and then I copied it, and then yeah, I erased it being lazy, and I didn't do the whole thing. That was my fault. I typed it out like 3 different ways, and I was trying to figure out how to make it like the smallest, to kind of fit. But anyways, I'll change it later. I'm not gonna do it right now. Yeah, yeah. Whose needs get met? Yeah. So anyways, what was I saying? Anyways, so men are like that happens all the time. I do it all the time. Uh feminine. He was saying feminine and Pacific. He was that was crazy. That was wild saying feminine and Pacific. But the amount of men that act like women are like that men are not already the focal point in our society is crazy, right? In our society, men are the focal point. We like once like we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the book, Invisible Women, and in the book they talk about all of these various ways that women are how like our society is geared towards men, right? How they don't test drugs on women, how the cars aren't built for women, the pink tax, so on and so forth. Like our whole society is set up for men to prosper and for it to be easier for men. So to hear men come out and say at any point in time that women need to be nicer to men and it's just so hard for men out here and nobody's caring about men, I get I actually get enraged. It's very much it's like, what are you talking about? It doesn't make any sense, right? And in relationships, it's very similar because in relationships, whose needs are being met in relationships? Like, so I want people to understand what I'm saying when I talk about like societally and then interpersonally. This is the systemic the system affects our interpersonal relationships, right? So why do you guys think do you think that it's a coincidence that societally all men are the focal point of society, right? We are the basis from which everything operates, from where everything comes from a man's perspective. Movies are made in the male gaze, books are written in the male gaze, products are made solely with men in mind. They don't care if women. The BMI is based on a skinny white man. Like everything is about a man, man centered, male driven. Da 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 da. Right? Okay. You don't think that there is a connection or correlation between that and how people act and function in their interpersonal relationships? How do you cut that switch off? You know what I'm saying? How would that switch get shut down? How do you do that? Like I don't understand how you would do that. If everywhere you go, it's man centered, male centered, male centered. How do you then go home and then be like, oh yeah, I'm focusing on the women are getting their needs met and that like That's not happening, right? Like that's not happening. What up, Mel? What up, Wasabi? That's not happening. Right? It doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense when you start to like, when you start to like look at it from a holistic standpoint, when you scale back a little bit and then you go in, you're like, okay, so from the top down, it's male center, male center, male center, male center, male center, male center, male center. And then I get to a relationship, and all of a sudden, these dudes will have you believe that women's needs are just getting met, and everybody's just catering to women. Like, nah, bro, that's not what. Where? That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. I'll give you another example. How whiteness is centered. Whiteness is the pinnacle in our society, right? So your proximity to whiteness, if you're lighter skinned, if you're blonde hair, blue eye, whatever the case may be, whiteness is centered in our society. Okay, cool. So you don't, so the laws say, I mean, for 450 years the law said that. They just recently got changed to on the books not say that, but the practices are still there. Every movie, like I said, it was written from the male gaze, but it's written from the white male gaze, right? It's not only written from the male gaze, it's written from the white male gaze the vast majority of the time, right? Books, white male gaze. And all these things are is from the male gaze. I mean, from the white perspective, the white T perspective. So, how do you think that's going to affect us? That's why you see colorism within the black community. That's why you see colorism within the Asian community. That's why you see white. That's why you see a lot of the anime is racist, right? A lot of anime is racist. To me, when I watch it, I'm like, why are y'all drawing yourselves like white people? That's crazy. But and like it's you see it play out over and over and over again interpersonally in media in other areas, but it started with the society. It started at the top. It started at the top. Right? It starts at the top. And that's the thing that I be wanting people to really pay attention to. Afro-Latino racism too, absolutely. Right? The erasure of, close that door. The erasure of Afro-Latinos. Like I just saw that clip from that the black dude. He's on some show on TV. And like John Leguizamo had made a comment like not a Latino in sight or whatever. And that guy is a Latino. He's just a Afro-Latino. You know what I'm saying? Happens all the time. Happens all the time, right? That is what I have noticed. That is what I have noticed. I've seen it when I look at these things. I stop looking at them from the perspective, strictly from like my own, me and my wife's relationship or me and my homegirl's relationship or something like that. Like I'm trying to find like where does it start, and that's where it starts. It starts from the top down. And I think that it's important for us to recognize that because for several reasons. A, we can address it if we recognize, if we could pinpoint, the origin. But secondly, I think that it could help men, because men are always looking for a way to absolve themselves of something, right? So this could be a easy way for men to be like, okay, so I was brainwashed. So now I just have to unlearn this behavior and I'll be fine. Right? As opposed to it being like you're just a bad guy. Because I'm not, I won't say I only, but like I typically attribute that like bad guy moniker to the dudes who like are willfully ignorant, the dudes that are like walking around like la 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 living in Delulu. Those guys, I'm like, yeah, you're a bad guy. But if you're ignorant to something, and how could I expect you to know otherwise when society is literally making it setting it up so that you can't know, right? I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna really come. It's like, hey, you're causing harm, but when somebody points it out to you, now it's up to you to recognize it. That's when I'm gonna judge you. I'm really going to judge you from that point forward. When people bring it to your attention, like what you're doing, the harm you're causing, and then like where it's coming from, right? And then if you like ignore all of that stuff, then yeah, you're a bad guy, right? You're a bad human being at that point. The men don't talk to us to know what we want. They just assume and make generalizations. Crazy work. Yeah, absolutely. All you got to do is ask a man what a woman needs, and most of them will have a short, shallow list. Yeah. Provide, protect. That's the list. Ain't that the list? Provide, protect. Provide, protect. Provide, protect. What do women need? Most women want providers. Most women want protectors. Women want providers. Women want protectors. Most women want providers. Most women want protectors. That's what I hear all the time. That's how short the list is. Oh yeah, leaders. Sorry, you're right. Leaders, providers, protectors. These are the most broad. By the way, these are some of the most broad concepts you could ever articulate. You really need to explain to me, what does leadership look like if you say leader? If you say a protector, what are we talking about? Fighting off a bear, right? Fighting off a saber-toothed tiger that bumps into our igloo. Like, what are we? You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? They're not doing any of them. Exactly. Exactly, six figure. They're not doing any of them. Most men are failing miserably at all three. Most men are failing miserably at all three, right? And that's the thing that's frustrating having these conversations, is that the things that you guys claim that women want men should be providing and doing for women, we're not doing it. So why aren't you doing it? If you think that women, the number one, number two things, whatever, is provide and protect, then why aren't you providing and protecting? If you think it's leadership, then why aren't you a leader? Why are you not doing those things? Most wives are workers that are definitely not providing. 16% of wives are the breadwinners. 16% are breadwinners. 25, 25%, 26% of them, close somewhere around there. They make the same amount of money as the man. They out here harming and being a burden. Exactly. That's the thing. It's like even the thing that men say that men should be doing for women is a thing that we're not doing. That's the thing that kind of very confusing. It's very confusing. And those things to me seem fairly easy. They seem fairly easy. Aside from the provision part, I ain't gonna. I mean, this economy is crazy. Let's be honest, right? I don't expect any man to be able, or many men. I don't expect many men to be able to adequately provide for a woman, right? Especially consider. See, I think the thing that people have to understand too about the whole provision stuff is that you have to be able, like, in a lot of cases, women can, their earning potential is very close to a man's earning potential. In a lot of cases, in some cases it's more, right? So if you're going to be the provider, then you have to make as much money as you would make and make as much money as she would have made. You have to at least cover both of y'all's earning potential, to me, for it to make any sense, right? So if your wife can make, if you're making 100 grand and your wife can make 85, 90 grand, then you need to make like 200 grand. You know what I mean? But if you make 120 grand, but your wife can make 75, 80 grand, then I feel like, why, like, she should work. Like, like, you're stupid. you're not going to be able to give her what you're not going to be able to provide for her the way that she would be able to provide for herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't be able to do that. So I feel like she's taking an L at that point. I feel like you're taking an L too, but I feel like she's taking an L. So I don't understand like why y'all be up here like anytime a man jump up here and talk about I pay all the bills and da 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 da, I instantly start cringing. I'm like, okay, if you pay all the bills, and you and the vast majority of y'all ain't scratching six figures, are both? I mean, is she only capable of making $45,000 a year or something like that? Because I doubt it. I'm pretty sure your woman probably can make about the same amount of money as you in most cases. But so many men jump up here talking about they paying all the bills and I'll pay all the bills. And I'm like, and that's no shade. This is not me shading that lifestyle. I'm not talking down on that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that wants to live that life, man or woman, that's fine. I'm just saying, from my perspective, I am like, if you can't cover the spread completely, what are you doing? To me, I don't understand. Let me get to the super chat. Regina, appreciate the super chat. She said, I created an online community / mental health support group for Black women. I'm constantly asked, what about us men? We need mental health support too. Oh, oh man. Yeah, that's what this guy was saying on this video, Regina. That's crazy. That's what he was talking about. And I was like, yeah, go create the space. What are you waiting on? How did you? He was so close, and he was so close to the point, and yet so far. Hey, Regina, if you want to put the space in here, I'll pin it. If you want to share with us, I'm sure some people would love to come join you in that. Yeah, I definitely want to pin that for you if you got that. Who's really paying all the bills in this economy? Between men and women, probably about 40%. Married people. I don't know about everybody, but out of married people, I only know about married people. About 40% combined, because about 25% of men are the breadwinners and 16% of women are the breadwinners. So about 40% in total. Jenny B said they're too busy creating rest in peace to the Godfather groups versus give a fuck about their mental health. Exactly. Crazy work, man. So yeah, I'm just trying to get men to understand that there's no, like, we gotta, at some point, we gotta stop playing this game. We gotta stop lying about this stuff, right? We have to stop playing this game, and we have to stop lying about this stuff. Because I'm not understanding how all of society is geared towards men, but then at home, you guys want us to believe that women are getting their needs met, but men aren't. And there may be some truth to that, because you know what? I won't say needs. I'm sorry. Men, a lot of these dudes are confusing their wants with their needs. That's probably what it is more than anything. So a lot of men, they think their needs aren't being met because their woman won't allow them to come home and just play 2K all day. They think their needs aren't being met because they think they deserve an Insta model, or they think they deserve a Treyway. You know what I'm saying? They think they deserve that threesome. They believe that they deserve that. They're not getting that, and so the woman isn't matching their needs, or they think that they deserve to have sex as much as they want to with that woman, no matter how she feels emotionally, no matter if she's into it or not. They feel like they deserve access to that woman's body, no matter what. Baby, go ask your mommy. That's what it is. So it's to me, it's more of that going on than anything. It's more of the like, yeah, well, you know, she should be lucky because I don't cheat on her. She should feel blessed because I haven't stepped out on her yet. So it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that going on. Whereas women, I feel they're getting their basic needs met, like their emotional needs aren't being met. We already know the physical needs aren't being met. As far as the big O and whatnot, right? Based on the numbers, depending on the relationship you in. Um, but yeah, a lot of women's needs aren't being met emotionally. Um, a lot of women's needs aren't being met in the relationship based on the amount of labor that women are doing. So yeah, I mean, I'm just not, men aren't stepping up and helping out. Men aren't stepping up and helping out in the home with the labor, and they're not helping out with the emotional labor. Um, Women are doing all the emotional labor, the lifting, the heavy lifting in the relationship. They're, you know, anytime there's a problem, they're the one that wants to address the problem. They're the one that scheduled the appointment to go see the family, to go see the family therapist. They're the ones that suggested couples therapy. They're the ones that had to remind you all week that you got couples therapy. They're the ones that had to arrange a babysitter for the kids so that you can go to couples therapy. They're the like that's a lot of what women are doing. Not, I mean, and everything that led up to her feeling like y'all needed couples therapy. She was the whole along the way reminding you and prodding you and pushing you and trying to get you to be better, but you just like refuse to be better. That's the like I think that is a part of, or that to me is what I'm seeing the majority of the time. That's what I'm seeing the majority of the time. Honestly, you guys let me know if I'm missing something on that. How are how are women's need? What percentage of women do we think are getting their needs met? What percentage of men are getting their needs met in a relationship? I think 75-80% of men are getting their needs met. I think 5% of women are getting their needs met. Maybe 10 on a good day. That's me, if I had to guess. What's that? Sign of affection? Never heard of it. Yeah, anime is wild. Anime is very sexist too. Very, very misogynistic. Yeah, 80-10 sounds about right to me. 80-10 sounds about right to me. Women find relationships, friends, family to meet their needs outside of romantic relationships. Exactly, Stephanie. All right, I tagged it in the Regina, appreciate the super chat. Her group is called mindfulandmelanated.com. Mindfulandmelanated.com. I'm gonna type that in here too. Mindful and the full word and melanated dot com. There we go. Y'all here, I think. Can I pin that? Well, I want to let me pin comments. It's stupid. If somebody could pin that comment, that'd be great. Anyways, yeah. And melanated. That is Regina Renee. She has a site for black women. Sounds good. Just on the title, I like it already. So yeah, anybody wants to join that, sign up for that. That's dope. Um, and I don't see spaces like this for men, unfortunately. Oh, it filtered my comment. Oh, okay. Maybe it'll do it if I don't spell it. If I don't put the .com. melanated dot mindfulandmelanated.com. There we go. Mindfulandmelanated.com. They hating on .coms in this thing. Yeah, mindfulandmelanated.com. 2 lives in one day. Yeah. The earlier live was just we was in there just wilding, and then people was tripping. In the morning, I couldn't really go live like I wanted to. We was getting into it though. But anyways, yes. Very curious. Very curious. Very curious indeed. I want to know what percentage of women are getting their needs met. Can somebody put up a poll? Let's run that poll. What percentage of women are getting their needs met? And then we'll do one for me. Because y'all be playing in our faces, like for real. It's pretty wild the amount of times I've heard men say the complete opposite of this when we all know it's the truth. We all know. We all know women aren't getting their needs met. I think to the fellas, I want to know why do we think that women are getting their needs met? Are you hearing that from women in your life? Like where are the women at to tell you that they're getting their needs met? Is your girl telling you that she has her needs met? I'm very curious. Have you sat down and talked to her about it? Because I'm pretty sure if you were to talk to him about it, I know some of y'all are afraid, but that's something. Hey, that poll is up. That poll is up. Go run that poll. Go hit that poll in the top left corner. What percentage of women are getting their needs met? I'm curious to know. The poll is live. We live. Because men's ego won't allow them to believe otherwise. Yeah, I mean, I know that. But it's like even when the women say that they when the women are saying that their needs aren't being met, or when the women aren't like, if the women's needs are being met, then where are the testimonies? You see what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the thing. It's awesome. Oh man, don't tell you to hit the poll. That's crazy. What up, Jeff?
Hey, can you hear me?
Barely. Sound like you a country mile away
The
from the phone. Where you at? Go ahead.
Oh man, I'm in the woods. Can you hear me?
Barely.
So I was just gonna
Barely.
add on that. The thing is, let me step out. Is that any better? Uh,
A little bit. Where'd the poll go? It finished?
oh.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
So I was just gonna add a little nuance on that. The thing about like how men think that they're in a great relationship, where they hear that from women being satisfied. You remember how we had that guy on a couple of weeks ago and his wife got on the line and she was like, no, I handle all of that. The business is
Yeah.
mine. Everything's mine. He just work here. You remember that?
Yeah.
That's the thing right there is the women are handling it and never even bringing the man into it. She's not bringing the emotions into you know what I'm saying? She's not allowing him to do that per se because she knows he ain't gonna like none of that. He ain't gonna hear any of that. He's not gonna accept any of that. You know what I mean?
She said that she just be letting him think whatever he's gonna think. That's what she said. She said, yeah, I let him just think whatever. You know, you gotta
Exactly.
let it. And I was like, huh? Why? Who told you?
Yeah. It's wild work. Yeah, it's
Who
wild
told
work
you
out
to
here.
do
You know
that?
what I mean? But like, I think that she realizes. Yeah, she just realizes like, you know what, this is what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? She just accepted what it was instead of
Mm-hmm.
actively, instead of him working on himself and getting to a place, right?
Yep. That's for real. He needed
But
to he needed or she needs to advocate for herself, obviously. right? But also he could just pay attention and he could ask her. So it goes both ways. It's like the men don't ever men assume if women aren't saying anything in these scenarios, then the woman is happy, and that's a big for me included. Me included. If a woman isn't saying anything, then we think she's happy, right? And then when she does,
Yeah.
and then when she says like, oh yada yada yada, and she brings it up, it's like she's like, and then you're like, oh why didn't you say anything before? You know what I mean? It's like they can't win for losing.
Right. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna step back down because of this service. But I relate those same things to having to tell someone to do something. She doesn't want another child. She doesn't want to tell you to unload the dishwasher. She doesn't want to tell you to put your clothes up. She doesn't want to tell you that, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And she doesn't even, most of the time, even want to ask, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, nobody's perfect, but like, if you empty the dishwasher but you didn't do something else, she recognizes that. You know what I'm saying? In the relationship, right? Don't
Yeah.
and that's what it catches me on the blind side too. Like, I didn't know this was a problem, right? But let's don't let it continue to be a problem. And she don't want to tell you, day after day or week after week, hey, this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. Because
Mm-hmm.
just like the comment said, I'll do it myself. And then at the end of the day, it's like if she's gonna do everything herself, what you even
She
doing
gets
here?
burnt out. She gets burnt
Yeah.
out. That's when she gets burnt out. But before you know, she's taking on task after task after task, and then eventually she is burnt out. That's the right. That's what ends up happening. And then now she ready to leave, and now the man is like shocked, like what? Where did this come from?
What do you mean you had a bad relationship? Yeah. It just hit some out of left field when all the signs were there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the crazy. You know, it's crazy because men be talking about red flags, but they never recognize red flags before a woman leaves them. You ever peep that? Like they'll talk about red flags from like trying to catch your girl cheating on you or try to catch a man cheating on you or anything negative like that. But those same dudes never catch the red flags that the woman ain't happy. Ain't that weird?
Right. That is a little weird. That's a little weird. You know.
I always think that that's weird.
There
I'm like, damn, Josh.
and they qualify. To be honest with you, I think it's a lot to do with like the qualifiers, right? Like they care about red flags or this and that, but once the relationship happens, they think they've won. They have her instead of constantly working on that goal of being happy together.
No,
All the red flags apply before he decided to
no, no,
date
no,
her,
no,
right?
no.
Like they
No, Jeff, I'm talking about in the relationship. I'm saying in the
okay,
relationship, like she's cheating on you. Like he's always looking for stuff like that because they say that to women. Like you didn't know he was cheating on you. You didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's during the relationship, right? But then those same
right,
men, they women sitting next to him unhappy. Why they on TikTok yelling at women for not seeing the red flags and not vetting or whatever the case may be? Their woman is sitting right next to them, dissatisfied, and they don't see the red flags. And I'm like, wait,
who
that's interesting.
we were on a live the other day, and some guy was on vacation with his girl and he was on a live. Man, have your vacation. Get off of TikTok. You apparently aren't paying attention to your woman. Apparently, because you in here arguing with us.
That was crazy. And they said it too. I'm on vacation. I was like, huh?
Yeah, that's
That,
that's the
that was
last
like
place I'm trying to be.
for
Yeah,
free? Not for free.
but
I'm
yeah,
not on
yeah,
no line free on vacation. Y'all tripping. For some
yeah.
cheese, I
You
might have
catching
to
the
do it,
smoke
but
for no
not for
reason.
free. All
Yeah.
right, hold on. Hold on,
All
hold on,
right,
hold on.
man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna holler from the comments.
All right, Jeff. This poll is up. What percentage of women are getting their needs met? A, 0. 10% said 0. That's crazy. B, 5%. 42.55. That's the largest. 42.55 said 5%. C, 10%. 36.17% said 10%. And 25%, 10% said 25%. 25% is kind of high. I ain't gonna lie. If 1 out of 4 women are getting their emotion, getting all their needs met, I mean, then we'll take that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll live with that. We can live with that. Now, can y'all run it for men? Same question, but for men, please. Oh, the poll is on TikTok. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, YouTubes. The poll is on TikTok. Yeah. Yeah, the poll is on TikTok. Yeah, somewhere in between there. 8 to 10%, 5 to 10%, somewhere in between there. Only option for men should be 100. Not 100% of men are getting their needs met. That's crazy. Adelia said, I'm single, so I get all my needs met. She taking care of business. She taking care of business. Hey, new poll is up there. Bang that new poll. Bang that new poll one time. See what it do. Let me see them numbers. Hold on, let me plug on my charger. Ah! Oh, Lord. Not again. All right, we back. We back, y'all. Somebody, hold on, let me see somebody. Hold on. 0% of men are getting their needs met? That's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. 0% of men getting their needs met. That's the opposite. Getting their needs met with the side chick if that's the only thing that matters. YouTube does polls too? I wouldn't even know about it. I'll try to figure that out at a later date. I ain't got the time to do it in this moment. I probably gotta go to the actual page and do it, huh? I ain't got the time to do it in this moment. I probably gotta go to the actual page. Interesting. Lying for funsies. I think some people did that accidentally. I ain't gonna even hold you. I think some people did that accidentally. I think it's hilarious though. Hey y'all, we up where we got 195 people in here on TikTok. We got 155 people on YouTube. So I appreciate y'all, man. Bang the Cash App one time. Keep the live alive. Let's support the live. Let's get the give goals. Let's knock out a give goal. We ain't even knocked out one. You know what I'm saying? So I know they ain't pushing us out on that algo. You know, let's try to get up out on that algorithm. Algorithm. You got rhythm and I got rhythm. Super chats are appreciated. Super stickers, all that stuff. I like it all. I like it all. It all helps. It all contributes, keeping the live alive. Yeah, but let's get it going, man. Restart the poll for what? It's still 2 minutes and 22 seconds. The poll is up there for you. You can do it. Oh, they think it was for women? Whatever. It ain't that many people that did it. It was only a couple people that answered it that way. So pretty sure they just messed up. I'm pretty sure they just messed up. Oh, it goes to 100. Y'all need to scroll. I see. I see. I see. Okay. 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 I was tripping. I was like, y'all only did it up to 25? Okay. That's ballsy. Men actually don't the most for marriage. Men actually don't the most for marriage. What that mean, DJ? Men actually don't the most for marriage. Poll is in. Let's see. I ain't gonna even trip. 0%, 3.39 said 0%. Nobody said 5%. 10%, 1.69. 25%, 18.64. 50%, 11.86. 75% was the greatest. 75%, 55.93, and 100%, 8.47. So if you add up 75 and 100%, what's that? 63, 64, 65% ish, somewhere around there. 65% of people think that 75 to 100% of men are getting their needs met. 11% thinks 50%. That's crazy, man. Like, I believe it too. If I was going to answer, I would say 75% of men are getting their needs met. Not their wants. Not to be confused with a man's wants. 75% of men are not getting their wants met. We know that. 75% of men are not getting their wants met. Appreciate you, Peachy Queen. Thanks for the super sticker. 75% of men are not getting their wants met. We know that. Because the thing that I heard something today where this lady, I was in a live earlier. I was observing. I was on my third page, which is private and secretive. No profile pictures on there. My burner, if you were. So I'm on my burner and I'm in a problematic live and I'm listening. And this woman said that there is a poll you can take to show women. Oh, I appreciate you 7 days. A poll you can take that will show women how delusional they are, pretty much, right? And you put in your criteria, and based on your criteria, it'll tell you like what percentage of men fall within this criteria, and based on that, it'll tell you how delusional you are, right? Okay. So the thing that I found interesting though was she was saying how women, whatever things that women are looking for in a man, blah, 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 blah. And she said, well, it appears that most women are going after the top 10% of men, top 20% of men, something like that. And she was like, but then when you look at the women, it's like, well, why would they go after you? You're in the 70 percentile of women. Why would the 10% of men go after the 70% of women? The disconnect, again, is so vast. One has to wonder, is it intentional, right? So let me tell you how I process this information. So the average woman is probably still better than the exceptional man. And I'm talking about when it comes to a relationship. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about their output within the relationship. I'm talking about I'm talking about the integrity that they are going to exhibit in the relationship. I'm talking about the effort they're going to put forth in a relationship. I'm talking about the consistency. I'm talking about how much they're going to show, like who's going to show up the most in the relationship. It is still going to be that average woman. That average woman is still going to show up more in a relationship, and that above average man is still going to get more out of the relationship from that average woman than the average woman is going to get from that above average man. So that's why you can't compare the two. That's why you can't ask. That's why the average woman can say, this is what I'm looking for, and it results in the top 10% of men. That makes sense to me. I'm like, yeah, because only 10% of men are freaking decent. Right? Sorry. Only 10% of M's, let me be careful. Only 10% of M's are decent human beings. Right? So what percentage of men do you believe are not misogynistic? Let's just start with that. You already know that that's where I'm going to start. What percentage of men are actively working on unpacking their misogyny today? What percentage of men are actively working on unpacking their misogyny today? V said 18.3%. I think that's high, V. 2, 3. Oh no, let me read this again. They gave you Lux let y'all spin the block on this. What percentage of men are getting their needs met? 0. We still got somebody that says 0. 2.2%. That's crazy. 5% 0. 10%, 4.55 said 10%. 25%, 6.82% said 25%. 2.2% said 50%. 77.27% said 75%. And 6.8% said 100. I'm sorry. 100% said 6.82% are getting men are getting their needs met. So back to my point. So the average woman is exponentially better in a relationship than a man is, than the probably an exceptional man, because the things on that the thing that those checklists don't account for, the things that those checklists don't account for, they don't ask about the man's integrity. They don't ask about they don't ask about the man unpacking his misogyny. They don't ask about that. They ask how much money he makes, what type of shape he's in, his level of education. And those things are great. Those things are great. Don't get me wrong. Those things are great. But the things that actually make you, the things that will actually, I think, make that woman feel comfortable and seen are going to be, the emotional things, right? The vulnerability, the listening, the active listening, the integrity, the consistency, the effort. I think these are the things that are gonna, actually lead to the best outcomes in this relationship. You got a job, man. You got a job. Don't cheat, don't beat. Got a job, but add to that unpacking misogyny, consistency, vulnerability, things of that nature. That man is a top 10. That's a 10 out of 10. That's a 10. That's a 1% man. A man that is a man that is economically viable and actively unpacking their misogyny, nice, humble, consistent, patient, attentive. Like, that's what percentage of man is that? What percentage of man is that? Unicorn. Vivid said unicorn. That man, where is that man at? Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see those men out there. I haven't met many of those men. Few, two, one, three, maybe. I'm not that man, by the way. Just to be clear, I'm not putting myself in that category at all. For anybody that was wondering, where do I feel like I stand on that? If you cared to know, I'm not putting myself in that category. But I'm talking about that man that does fit that mold. Oh man, that's crazy. Jeff said that's Thanos Infinity Stone level type stuff. You got to have all 5 Infinity Stones. Economically viable, forthright, honest, consistent, patient, vulnerable, kind, attentive. What? Where is that man at? Where is that man at? Where is that guy at? Selfless? Like, come on, y'all. And for the most part, I'm describing a woman, am I not? Am I not? For the most part, I'm describing a woman. For the most part, for my experiences at least, I'm describing a woman. So that's why the average woman qualifies for the above average man. Herbert threw a shrug up there. What that mean, Herbert? You don't think that's the average woman? You don't think the average woman is vulnerable, has integrity, is attentive, listens, economically viable? You don't think this is the average woman I'm describing? You could throw a rock. You could throw a rock 50 yards and hit a woman that meets this criteria. By the way, these are not unicorn women I'm describing. A unicorn woman would be all of that and look like Rihanna. Like, it would have to come to something physical at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't be about the character of the woman. It would have to be something physical at that point. It would have to be like she has all of that and she's Rihanna. Like, whoa, damn, that's a unicorn. But like the characteristics I described, that's like the majority of women I know. That's the majority of women I know. Most women aren't attentive. Most women look, and here's why I'm gonna pull y'all card if you disagree. Here's how I'm gonna pull your card quickly, expeditiously even. If this isn't the average woman, then why do men leave all the child rearing duties to the women? Because these are the things you need to raise a child. These are all the skill sets you need to raise children effectively. So if you're a man and you're telling me that the average woman doesn't meet this criteria, then why are y'all laying with these women and having babies with them? And then leaving the babies with them? Or feeling comfortable to go out and work and build your empire and leave the women with the babies? Why are you leaving, as y'all would say, legacy? Why are you leaving your legacy with a woman that lacks integrity? Why are you leaving your legacy under the care of a dishonest, untrustworthy person? That's how like I promise y'all that we don't need science for this. I don't need science for this. I don't need no studies or nothing like that. I'm just gonna go based on just observable truths that we all know to be true. If women are not the people I'm describing on average, why are y'all sleeping with average women, having babies with them, and then leaving them to raise the children? Quickly. We gotta get to the bottom of that before we move any further. Anybody that's disagreeing, I need to understand how those two things, how do you reconcile that? Are we terrible women or not? That's what I'm trying to find out. If the women are so bad, why do y'all keep having children with them? And then leaving the children with the women? Y'all leaving y'all legacy with the women that are terrible? That's abuse. That's crazy. That's negligence. That is negligence, sir. That don't even make sense. Oh, she not that bad to them babies, but she was bad to you? Oh, okay. Okay. Then why didn't you leave her? If the women are so bad, why aren't y'all leaving them? Quickly. 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 If the women are so terrible, if the women are Dennis the Menace, right? Because that's what y'all be telling me. It go both ways. The women are Dennis the Menace. The women are it da 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 da. Why aren't y'all leaving? If your needs aren't getting met, sir, why are you staying? Quickly. Y'all don't never have the answers fast enough for these questions. Y'all don't never have the answers fast because I know y'all ain't thought about this before. The women are Dennis the Menace. We are the true narcissists. That's what they trying to tell us. Herbert said that's why he's single. Is that why you're single, Herbert? Because you just can't find a woman. Herbert, please come up. I beg of you, sir. Please come up. Herbert's no man that respects himself is leaving a seed in a woman he don't want. I mean, they do it all the time.
No, they don't.
Huh? They
No,
don't?
No, they don't. Like you make these talking points that are like about all these bad men as if every man walking around is like a demon.
Nope. Didn't say that.
Because think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a man and I want to get married, and I say, hey, I have a criteria, and I'm dating a woman, I can go get a list. Does she cook? Does she clean? Is she nice? Does she come from a two-parent household?
Why does that matter?
All these things. Why can't you do the same for a man? If I'm nasty, I don't clean, I'm irresponsible, I don't have money, I got bad credit, that's on her. If she's not checking to see what kind of man she wants, how is that my fault? Because think about it. If I take a job that says, okay, it's paying $15 an hour, and these are the tasks, if I'm like, oh, this job is too hard, I can either stay and do the job that I signed up for, or I can leave. So how is it a man's job if he is a bad man and a woman said yes to marrying him? How is that his fault? She could have said, you're not qualified, I'm out. Women to get married in 2024.
I'm sorry, I was having a hard time tracking where you were coming from. Now I see. Okay, so men mask and men change. People change, and people in general. People can mask and people can change and all that stuff.
That sounds like an excuse, because guess what? If I pick a woman and she changed, those fault that is, that's mine.
Wait. First of all, people say that like it sounds like an excuse as if that invalidates it, but it's not invalidated. It's still valid, right? So you that is an excuse. That's what I'm saying. It's excusable. Like I can understand that. I completely understand if somebody gets into a relationship with the person and the person who she got into a relationship with masked for 2 or 3 years, right? He was acting like, because I've read this before. I've read, no, I'm sorry. It was a video, and it was talking, and it was abusers were talking about how they mask for like 3 years, 4 years. Like abusers don't start abusing day 1, bro. They don't abuse day 5. They don't abuse month 6. A lot of good ones, the good ones, I'm saying the ones that are good at it, they don't start abusing until year 2, 3, 4. By that time, you got a kid, you got a kid, y'all, hold on, DJ. You got a kid, y'all might be married, and then they start abusing, right? Also, abuse happens a lot of times, as like, let's talk about financial abuse, which is a big way that people get abused, women specifically. Okay, so how do you expect this woman to know that this man's gonna financially abuse her when he met her, he was making $35,000, $40,000 a year. She was making $30,000 a year. Now he's making $90,000 a year, and maybe 100, whatever. You know, let's go high for men to make them feel better. $100,000 a year, and she, you know, but she's stuck making 50, 60 because she said, hey, I'll stay home and I'll take care of the kids. I'll take a pay cut to take care of the kids, right? Or she may even just stay home completely. Now this man is financially abusing her. How would she know that? DJ, how did you think she would be able to figure that out without actually being in that situation?
I don't know. I can't speak on that, but that's not every man.
I didn't. Hold on. Wait, DJ. Do not pivot. I never said that this is every man. Nothing that I'm saying pertains to every man. So you don't. That's a straw man argument.
But when you just say men and women, that would include all men.
No, sir. Hold on, you guys. Now we got to do the same thing again. And here's what literacy is important. Context clues are important. Not if somebody says men, it's just in general. It just means most. If you say women, it means most. No, sir. Hold on, DJ. I promise you, sir, that I understand the English language a little, like I'm decent at it, right? In spite of the whatever. So excuse the misprint. But anyways, so it's not all. You don't have to say most or some. You don't have to say that. All you have to do is say men, because it can't be all. Because nothing is all. Nothing is all. Doesn't make sense. So we already know it's not all men or all women. We just assume it's most, though, right?
Okay. So here's the situation. How come in your comment section on your videos, you don't ever find any happily married women coming out and saying, "Oh, this is wrong"? All you find in your comment section is women that are aggrieved and are complaining that have been affected.
Wait. Say that again. I don't understand. Ask the question again. I didn't understand it.
I'm saying, why in your comment section you don't find women that are happily in relationships or married coming out and saying, "Oh, this is not me." Because think about it. You'll have men in your panel that will say, "Yeah, this is true." Some of them do, and a lot will say it's not. So how come most of I probably say all of the women, why do all the women come and say, "Yeah, I agree with what you're saying," as if no women are out here being happily married?
So I think I'm gonna tell you why, DJ. I'm gonna tell you why, and here's where you mess up. Because these women are intelligent enough to know that what I'm talking about doesn't pertain to all women or all men, and they can still recognize that though their relationship may be healthy, most relationships aren't. They can understand why that is, right? So even if they're like, my husband, my man, I love him, right? They understand that exactly, Jay. They understand that they are the outliers, right? In your mind, you think that the people that I'm talking about are the outliers when I'm talking about the vast majority. When you talk about the good men, the proverbial good men, or whatever the case may be, those are the outliers. Because how many men are good men? Not many.
So you're saying that. So you're saying that if I'm a good man and I don't really run around, I don't hang around or see any bad men. That means
what makes you a good man, DJ? Give me the qualities of a good man. Give me 5. Give me 5 qualities of a good man.
Someone that's generous, honest, caring,
yep,
empathetic, sympathetic.
Empathetic, huh? You think most men are empathetic? Hell no. Hell no. You proving it right now.
No, I'm not.
Hell no. Most men are empathetic? Hell no. Sorry. Nope. Already strike 1 and 2. Sympathetic? Nope. Strike 1 and 2. Generous? Most men are generous? Nah. Nah. But how about this though? When as it pertains to let's talk specifically about in a relationship, because that's what we're talking about, right? Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think most men are misogynistic?
I would say probably, because that's what's kind of been taught in society, but I don't think that's a.
So let's start there. So most men are misogynistic, okay, and we know what.
I won't say they're misogynistic. They have traits that reflect that, but
most men are misogynistic. Let's not complicate it. Let's not complicate it, DJ.
Misogyny means you hate women.
It doesn't only. Hold on, wait, DJ. It doesn't only mean that, brother.
Or you're showing prejudice against women, meaning that you're trying to pretty much put them in a box.
That is most men. Yeah, you're describing most men for sure. I don't know about the hate part, but definitely what you just said right now, that 100%. That is most men. Most men don't believe in gender roles. Most men don't believe that women are supposed to take care of the kids. Most men don't believe that.
Most men believe that because that's what women say. Most
women did not say that. He said that's a lie. Men said that. Men said that women are the care.
What do you mean women say that? Think about this. Okay, think about this. Okay, if a man gets a woman pregnant, she's carrying the woman for 9 months. She gets
the baby.
A connection with that man, head start. So think about it. When that baby pops out, who is that baby going to naturally connect it to more?
Hold on,
hold on,
DJ. You going? We don't go off. We getting somewhere. So let's go back. Most men are misogynistic, without a doubt. Let's not even. Are most white people racist?
I'm not white. I don't know.
You're how? What?
I don't run across racist white people. I don't. So I can't say most. In history, you could say, yeah, there's a long history of them being racist. But in terms of like, if I look around and say, oh, who's racist? I don't know.
Okay, that was too heavy. That was too heavy for you. So you don't know most white people. Let me ask you. What I'm
simply saying with your channel is, your channel is making folks.
Sir, stop.
That's all it is.
Stop, DJ. You flailing. You don't got nothing else to say. Trust me. I want to help you make a point, and you're trying to attack me, but it ain't gonna work. That's what I'm saying. Don't do that.
I'm not attacking you.
I know. No. You're trying to. I know, but you don't have a point. So I'm trying to help you find a point. So we could come to a common denominator, right? So let's find a common denominator and let's work from there. So we going back. You said most men are good. I asked you what were the characteristics of most men. You said generous. You said sympathetic, empathetic, nice, kind, with all this stuff. None of those things describe an average man to me. But anyways, so I asked you, do you think most men are misogynistic? Initially, you said yes, and then you tried to backtrack and da. But I'm gonna go with the first, with the gut. Usually, the first answer is usually the right answer that you get, right? So yes, most men are misogynistic. Most men have either a disdain or hate for women. Most men do, no doubt about it. Now, with that being said, right? How can you be misogynistic but also be a good man? How could you have a disdain or a hate for a whole group of people simply because they were born with different sexual organs, but still be a good person? Make that make sense.
Because your like point of like, okay, you put a woman in a box. Like I said afterwards, I'm saying like, okay, like men put women in boxes in terms of like thinking of them a certain way, maybe objectifying them, things like that. But that does not mean you hate them.
Of course it does.
No, it doesn't. Because okay, think about it, right? So puberty happens at
puberty.
No, hold on. Because think about it, you're talking about men, right? Before these men were men, they were boys. So before they got to men, they were boys. So think about how the body works, right? So if you're like 11, 12, and you get a hard on, and you're like, hey, that girl over there, I want. Is that boy thinking about that? That's his body saying, hey, there's not the girl over there. We should go talk to her. That's how things happen. So at 11, 12, is he misogynistic? Because he's saying, oh man, she got a nice body, blah, blah, blah. He's just responding to what his body says. There's no one telling him in his mind, that's what he should do. He's just like, hey, this is what I feel, what I'm thinking, I'm going to go do A, B, C. That's not misogyny. That's just his body responding in a certain way. He's like, well, because think about it, that's what the whole point of puberty is. You get to a point.
Why are we talking about 11-year-old boys, man? I'm sorry.
Because boys grow into men.
So you're saying because it happened when you were an 11-year-old boy that it's okay for you to still feel that way as a 30-year-old man?
No.
Then what the hell are you talking about?
No. I'm saying that if those thoughts aren't course corrected, which in the black community or not, because where are the men at? If all these men are growing up with moms, where are the men telling them like, okay, you can't do ABC just because you feel a certain type of way?
What?
So if there's no men around to actually tell a boy like, hey, when you're 12, this is okay, but 25 is not. What are you supposed to do?
Why do you need a man? Wait. Why do you need a man? First of all, you don't need a man to tell a boy that, as if women don't know that already. That's crazy. Secondly, hold on, DJ.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on, DJ. You don't need a man to tell another man that. You're bouncing all over the place. We are still stuck at how can you be a good man and be misogynistic? The same way I'll ask, how can you be a good person? And when I say, like, there's a dormant misogyny, there's an active misogyny, right? I think most men are actively misogynistic. No, I don't agree
with that.
Okay, based on what? What in society tells you that most men aren't actively misogynistic? What are women? Are women not subjugated in our society? Are they not treated like second-class citizens right now in our society currently?
No, they're not.
They're not? Okay. So women can do everything men can do legally.
Probably not.
They can't. So what?
Okay.
So you contradicting you. Hold on. But you're contradicting yourself. Because if women can't legally do everything men can do, then right there they're treated as, isn't that second-class citizens? Isn't that almost like a textbook definition of a second-class citizen?
No, it's not.
What is a second-class citizen, DJ?
Obviously, a person that would have less rights than somebody else.
Okay, and you would
or privileges, whatever you want.
Both and either, right? I started legally, and you said women legally don't have the same rights as men. How are they not second-class citizens based on your very definition?
They're not. They're just
DJ, make it, sir. You don't see how you're contradicting yourself right now? Are you serious? Or are you just playing dumb? Seriously, I'm not even joking. You just said that a second-class citizen is a person that is restricted either legally or what was the other one you said? Not you said legally in another way, right? Cool, whatever. But we're talking legally now.
Okay.
Now women are restricted legally. Hold on, and women are restricted legally. You and I agree on that. So how are they not? How does that not qualify as a second-class citizen based on your very own explanation?
Okay, in this example, they're second class. That's not misogyny.
Sir, hold on. Wait. This is so tough. DJ, did you or did you not just describe what a second-class citizen was? Give me your definition of a second-class citizen one more time so I can follow.
I'm saying in this example,
Mm-hmm.
with our second-class citizens, okay, we both agree to that. Okay, go ahead.
We both agree to what? That women are second-class citizens?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. You were going to say that's not misogyny. Now you're going to pivot to something else. But why are women treated the way they are treated?
Women are treated the way they're treated because...
Why are they treated as second-class citizens?
Because men decided that. Okay.
Which is what?
That's not misogyny.
Oh my God, it is. They're treated that way because they are women. That is the textbook definition of misogyny.
No, it's not. You're using a broad definition of misogyny to dictate minor things. Because think about it, right?
Minor things?
Yeah, minor things.
Having your reproductive rights restricted is not minor, sir. That is major.
What? Oh, hold on. Okay, let's get to that part. What rights do they have restricted?
I just told you they have their reproductive rights restricted.
What? So, how is it restricted?
Go look it up, DJ.
Who stopped women from having babies right now? If a woman want to have a child, what's stopping her?
That's not what is that what you think it is? Are you really don't know what happened? Are you familiar with Roe v. Wade and
Roe v. Wade is not about reproduction.
It is. It affects your reproductive rights.
No, it doesn't. Because if you want to use that abortion is actually the termination of reproduction. So, because think about it. Let's use a regular example, right? If I'm a man and I get a woman and I get her pregnant, right? I can't just be like, okay, let's call this off. So how about she, as the woman, don't get pregnant either? If I can't make a mistake, she can't make a mistake. Because guess what? If I make a mistake, only she can bail us out. So if nobody does this thing, nothing happens. Because all abortion is doing is saying, okay, you can go with any man that you want to sleep with. If you get pregnant, terminate it. You don't need that. Just don't sleep with a poor man. Just have discipline. Be abstinent, just like how I would have to be abstinent. If I make a mistake, I can't just be like, you know what? It didn't happen. That's what an abortion is. Acting like it didn't happen.
Okay.
Because think about it.
Hold on, DJ. Hold on, DJ. I'm gonna read this poll real quick. Which statement describes men? A was kind, generous, and empathetic. The other one was B was rude, greedy, and individualistic. 100% voted for rude, greedy, and individualistic. We got about 50 votes in there, and we got $10 on the drop, by the way. So the clock is ticking. DJ, 15. I'm gonna tell you something, brother. This is sad.
It's not sad. Okay.
This is sad, fam.
Let's use that point about reproductive rights. How is abortion helping women? How is that? All it's doing is making it irresponsible. Because think about it. Who's gonna be?
Hold on, DJ. Aside from it's her body, and if she just doesn't want to give birth, she shouldn't have to give birth. Aside from that, we up to 35. If a woman doesn't want to give birth to a child, and she doesn't want to birth the child, that seems like she shouldn't have to do that if she doesn't want to do this. Her body.
How about she not get pregnant?
It already happened, DJ. It already happened. There's no. I don't want to. I don't. Sir. DJ, I promise you. Hold on, DJ.
How hard is it to not get pregnant?
It's proving to be very hard because it is a very human thing to hunch. Like pooping, right?
I know plenty of women that are not pregnant.
40. Who can?
What?
You know plenty of women that are not pregnant. What?
Exactly. That means That means it's not that difficult, and they're doing with men.
You don't know. What if she got PCOS? What are you talking? You don't know nothing about women's reproduction. You don't know nothing about it. What are you talking about? What if she got ovarian cysts? What if she got her uterus is damaged? You don't know why these women aren't gotten pregnant.
Now you're making these extreme cases. That's what I'm saying.
10% of women, hold on, DJ, be quiet. Stop. 1 out of 10 women have PCOS. It's not extreme, by the way. It's not extreme, brother. They paid to drop you, they clipped you. Sorry, fam. They paid the 50 to drop you. You can come up tomorrow, DJ. The clock, or you can pay 100 and come back. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, come on, y'all. That was sad, man. He made valid points. Of course, Kasim would say that. Oh, look at the men sticking up for the other men. The link's right there, Tori. It's right on the underneath the thing. I don't know where you at. You gotta come on it. It's right there on my. It's on the screen. EMP. Damn, man. Are the valid points in the room with us? Absolutely not. They are not there.
I just want to say that this is why men should never make reproductive decisions for women. They have absolutely no idea.
Don't know nothing
about a woman's body. This fool thinks abortion is only about terminating pregnancy.
That fool was tripping. He was just straight up tripping.
It is health care, because sometimes a pregnancy has terminated itself and it is allowed to fester in a womb.
Yep.
And you know what that does if you don't get rid of it? It can cause you to die if you don't terminate.
Yep.
If you don't have an abortion, you could die from sepsis.
Oh.
Sepsis means that.
Oh wait, I know you on YouTube.
To your blood.
EMP on YouTube. Try to use like YouTube for like unalive. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good. I know you're on YouTube, so I know we cross pollinate. It ain't your fault. My bad. I didn't tell you that.
I'm sorry.
You good?
Yeah. They think that termination is only about healthy pregnancies. It's not.
Yeah.
It's about the next healthy pregnancy that you may want to have, because the current one is not healthy.
I'm gonna tell you something, EMP. I don't care. As a man, like I don't care why a woman wants to do it. I don't care if she want to do it because it's gonna ruin her hot girl summer, and she want to do it just on that strength. Don't care. It ain't got nothing to do. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
I agree, but what I'm saying is this is why men justify taking rights away from women, because they have no idea what goes on.
Yep.
And until they're in that position with a woman that they love that's about to die because she can't get a termination. Now all of a sudden it's a problem.
Yep. Now they're gonna be trying to figure out how to get across the border and fly over here and get her. You know what I'm saying? When it's their baby, right? Or when it's their woman.
Or if their woman is in danger of dying leaving them to have to care for the two they already have. Yeah. For instance, now it's a problem.
Hey, real quick, EMP, I'm gonna drop you down. You saying that DIE a lot. I got it.
I'm sorry.
You good?
I'm sorry.
I'm trying real hard not to get this one banana, not to get this, you know what I'm saying? But
I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I appreciate you coming up though. Thanks a lot. we were struggling. We were struggling with that. We was trying to be. She was trying. She just was forgetting. Yeah, it was like a hard ER on it almost. Like every time she said hit me a little, I was like, damn, I know TikTok heard that. What up, BPG?
Yeah, she was saying that in all caps. I felt it when she said it. I'm like,
Me
dang,
too.
is it
It felt
happening to
real.
me right now?
Like,
My chest got tight.
yeah, I'm like, we gotta help whoever this person is that's going through this. We need to help them. Let's find them and help them because this is scary.
They really about to get out of here. Yeah, that dude was delightful.
He was good.
Yeah. If you were looking for like some good content, I think that he was a
He
safe,
did it.
secure bet for sure. He was.
We got a good clip out of that one, BPG. Don't worry.
If you don't got, you ought to have like some content at least for the next couple of weeks, just based off him just by himself. Like, I'm happy for you because boy, oh boy,
that was brutal.
That was a wild ride, like for real. Especially when he started describing like all of the, like you trying to explain to him that these aren't extreme cases. He like, no, that's extreme. And it's like, no, it's not extreme. And he like, no, I don't know any women that's pregnant. Okay, that settles it. Thank you.
Crazy.
Thank you for coming to class. We appreciate you.
That was probably the wildest statement was when he said he didn't know he knows a bunch of women that aren't pregnant. I was like, what? That's when I lost it, by the way. I was like, oh no, this is too much. I can't. What are you talking about?
Supposed to mean? Like, what were we supposed to I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure what we were supposed to get from that. That apparently all of us missed. Cause
hold on, DJ wanted to tell you, BPG. He didn't say it to you specifically, but he just wants to tell all of us. He says all of y'all just living in a victim mindset, and it's sad, honestly. Why do they always say that? Why do they always revert to sounding like white tea people, racist white tea people?
Because people like the oppressive systems that benefit them. They have their own fave oppressive system. So it's much easier to be like, that's not a thing. That doesn't exist. And he agreed like that women don't have the same rights as men, that they are, sort of suppressed in society. And then said, but no, I don't think that misogyny is that bad. I don't think that it's that bad. I mean, they got the whole reproductive thing, but he also thought that reproductive rights only pertain to birth.
Which was wild.
Which is also wild.
Which was a wild that was a mind bender moment for me. I was shocked. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Huh? And then to assume that you know all the women, like their health, their health status.
Right.
Oh, none of the women around me are pregnant.
You don't know that.
How do you know?
Some of them don't know that. Some of them don't know that. Like, for real.
That was crazy. That was different. I've been in these conversations. A lot of you guys have seen me engage in these conversations. We've all been in these exchanges before. That was a different one. That was stronger than normal. I liked it.
That was very entertaining. 10 out of 10. These are the moments where I feel like your live goes from a regular like debate talk kind of live to just full blown Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
It's something different about it sometimes. You're just like,
Yep.
How did we get here?
Like, that was really the moment, because he was absolutely serious. Because you got to know that like dudes like that think that reproductive rights only apply to women. Like they think that that's just something that's a woman's thing. Like the moment that they hear reproductive rights, they don't even consider that is a thing for men as well. Like they completely X themselves out of that equation because they are so like bent on the idea that women should have to be punished for having sex with them. And the crazy part is they will say that men have to sow their wild oats, that, it's natural for men to be with multiple women, that, men have needs and blah, blah, blah. But also in the same token that women have to be chaste and they have to keep their body to themselves. And like, it's like, okay, if you want my man, just say so. You got to say it. There's no other way to make that math work. Like, seriously. And that's not usually when people say stuff like that. I'm like, no, men aren't being mean and hateful towards women because they want other men. Like, I hate when people use that analogy. Like, he's not being a jerk off because he wants to be with another man and he on a DL or something like that.
I hate that.
I do too. I can't stand it. But in these instances with this scenario, that's the only way that scenario works.
Y'all are you're giving them an out. That gives them an out. You know what I'm saying? That minimizes the misogyny. Like, oh, it's because they're no,
he a horrible person from scratch.
he's a bad person. Like, he's not dealing with something like demons or that's not what's going on. He is just a terrible human being who is very misogynistic. Let's just talk about that.
Come on, he's not dealing with no demons. He the demon.
He the demon. He's the demon.
That's what that is.
The demon is in that man. Like, y'all really got to stop doing that. I can't. And it's a double because also you're vilifying men who identify as gay too.
Right.
Like, that's a weird thing too. So it's a double edged. So I'm like, damn. So you burning our LGBTQIA brothers and sisters, and then also you're absolving this man of his real true misogyny. Like, that crime, he just gets left off the hook from that crime. It's just really he's DL. No, he's not.
He's not. He's not on the down of any. He's not low down low. Like, no, he's really just a bad person, and you have to be able to accept that he's doing that because he's a bad person. And like, I think that it is one of those things where, like I said, people like the oppressive systems that they relate the most to. So you can have that sort of double entendre where you like, oh no, girl, he's on the DL. No, baby, that's homophobic because now you're making being gay a disease. You're making it something that people, they're possessed like a demon with it and they can't control themselves. So in order to battle the demon, they have to figure out some kind of way to have an outlet. That's not what's happening. Gay men are gay men. That's a separate thing from dummies who, like to mistreat women. That's them two separate groups of people. Now, there are some gay men that like to mistreat women. Like, that's
absolutely.
That's a thing.
There's a bunch of, because they're still men and they're still misogynistic a lot. A lot of gay men are misogynistic too, believe it or not. That I totally understand. But for the most part, the gay men be kind of riding for the girlies most of the time. So that's why I be like, how you just gonna throw that man under that bus like that? Like, don't do that to them. Like, no, leave them people alone. They ain't got nothing to do with this right now.
And it's more authentic because if I know that if a gay man doesn't like me, like if he's being mean to me, I know that he's being mean to me because he genuinely doesn't like my personality. Like, that's flat out, hands down what it is. The amount of times, and this is a weird thing that I think a lot of women can't relate to, the amount of times I've been around men who have mistreated me and who have been mean to me, and the moment they get, like, even, I don't even mean alone in a room, I mean alone in a hallway, or just like I'm in a restaurant and they just so happen to be going to the bathroom at the same time, and they try to corner you to try to either essay you or try to flirt with you or get your number. Like, there is a science to men who just like the idea of like predator versus prey kind of thing. Like, they really get off on that.
Oh yeah, for real. Somebody said that the gay men or the gay men or and women should stick together. I agree. Also, pretty much just any feminine presenting people should rock together because there's power in numbers. And men, cishet men just despise, for the most part, we despise femininity. So if you're a feminine presenting person, What up, Tori?
Love me, I could not, because usually when I'm on YouTube, there's always a stream thing. So I guess somebody has to keep like adding, the stream yard because I was trying to get on. Just to speak to that dude, like, but I'm not really here. I'm talking about the prompt. We need to get more relationship with most men or women. The reason why men are seeking relationship with women because they know the benefit of having a woman. That's it. That's all. They know the exact benefit of having women because, like, when a woman's in a relationship, like I keep hearing people saying that is they're vampires. They suck the life out of you. No. Vampires are sexy and they stay young forever. So we're not going to do that. We're talking about leeches. Men are leeches when it comes to women. They literally suck the life out of women. So all these women, not all of them, but the majority of women who's in especially toxic relationships, it seems like their energy is sucked. Like it seems like they are like the living unalive. I hate that I had to say that, but y'all know what I meant when I say.
Hold on, real quick. I'm sorry to the chat on YouTube. Where's all this homophobia coming from? What's going on, y'all?
YouTube.
What we doing over there?
It's YouTube. It's YouTube.
Okay, watch
They
that,
allowed to say
Mods
what they
over
want to
there.
say.
Go ahead.
Right.
Interesting.
So when that guy said what he said, is like at the end of the day, no man with something dangling between their legs have a right to say what woman does with their body. Period, point blank. Because at the end of the day, when men hold these live, because I was listening to another live, and of course it was a black, not even of course, but it was a man who had a bunch of these certain type of women on his panel. So the women who were pro choice. I've never been pro abortion. Smortion. I'm sorry. F1 in comments. I've never been pro a smortion because I never had one. I did not ever want to do that. But my thing when it comes to pro choice, at least they had a choice. But what's happening right now is that everybody is skipping the fact that there's 67 plus counting women who are literally birthing children out of force. And it has to come to the rapists or incels. Look up the stats. Since Roe versus Wade have been a thing, there are women literally carrying their rapists' babies and their incest babies. So when it comes to men, I don't think for a second that any man who had to come out of a vagina just to get here have anything to say about one's body. There is no reason why we have the boomer generation thinking that this is okay, basically trying to talk for the God that to me that doesn't exist. There is no reason for men to have any type of control over women's bodies. And then let's go to the women who felt ashamed of having the smortions. And they have been indoctrinated when it comes to terminating a child. These are the same women who felt bad about it, and they want every person in this world, because the first person who actually went to Congress to support to actually make this bill overturn was a white tea scrawny lady who yelled at everybody, was like, you should be ashamed, you should do this, because she was ashamed because she had an smortion. So everybody has to suffer. That includes, because actually a smortion is healthcare. So there's women in different countries suing the state because they actually held they literally carried fetuses that was not liable at all. So they had no choice but to carry it long term until the state deemed her, if she's in danger, right? Maybe they should take it out. One thing about when it comes for a lot of stuff, when it comes to Roe versus Wade, that like y'all literally put the women that y'all care about in danger. That's what they did. They literally just did that. So when it comes to when who needs more in relationships, it's men, because men live longer, men prosper. They get
No, we don't. No, we don't.
In marriages.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you meant like, yeah, I got you.
No,
Men
in marriages.
in marriages live longer. Yeah,
they live longer. They get better promotions because you're doing that family dynamic that the white tea supremacy people, or just white tea people who told black people how to be family, the nuclear family. They get raises. They get better promotions because they literally made, the sacrifice where all men say they don't want to be married. They did all of that, and they get better. They get better at that. But when it comes to women, they suck the life out of them. They suck
all their numbers. Women make less money. All that stuff goes.
And mind you, there's no such thing of a man unless you have those 3% of men who actually take care of a household with a bunch of kids. A lot of y'all are not the percentage of men who actually take care of a household. So mind you, she's working 12. I work 12 hours a day, probably 13, probably 16, because I did it another day when I take somebody, to their appointment. But y'all draining women. y'all are draining women to the point where we're just freaking tired of y'all. We are freaking tired of being your helpmate, which, you know, religious people thought that was a thing to be. We are tired of being your therapist. So at the end of the day, the people who need relationship more are men because they benefit. The women don't. And I'm gonna land there.
Appreciate you, Tori. Hey Tori, you can come back. I'm a rotate. I got a couple people I'm gonna get at real quick. I got you. Rico, what's good, man? You said no. What did you say no to? What you disagree with, brother?
What's going on, man? I've been listening to you for a while. First of all, how you doing, brother? My name's Rico.
I'm doing good, Rico.
Look, men don't live longer in marriages. Most of the time, the man is the first one gone in a marriage. There's a lot of women who are widowed. Less men are widowed than women are. First of all, because men don't go to doctor. That takes us out, first of all. Okay, so that's not true. And as far as men draining women, men don't, let me put it this way. Most healthy people don't drain people. Okay? Healthy people know how to coexist and live comfortably together. If you are in a relationship where you're being drained, male or female, you need to look at you, not the other person, because you're allowing yourself to be drained.
That doesn't make sense.
What you mean it don't make sense? Explain to me how it don't make sense if you're in a relationship with somebody who's draining you, and you know they're draining you, and you stay. You still blaming them?
Of course.
Why? Why'd you stay? If you're being drained, why would you stay? Why would you stay in a situation where you're uncomfortable?
Kids, love, money.
First of all, you know that's the first time I've heard love on this app ever. Ain't nobody even got together. Don't nobody even on this app get together for love.
On this app?
Yes.
I would never. I'm married, but if I were single, I would never date anybody on TikTok. And that's no shade to anybody on TikTok. I'm saying I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't date anybody who I met on TikTok at all. Like I don't. Every time I got one person that they met their person on TikTok. Everybody else is wild. I'd be like, yeah, that's crazy. Meeting people on TikTok is wild. So I don't know what you're talking about, but we do talk about love. Though.
I'm married too, man. I'm married too. Okay, love my wife. Have a great time with my wife.
Okay.
I married my wife for love. Okay, that's why I married my wife.
Okay. And what do you love about your wife?
What do I love about my wife? Man, do we got time for me to tell you about what I love about my wife?
Give me
I love
three things.
I love her intelligence. I love her compassion for human beings. And I love her love of God. That's three things.
Respectable. And so I'm curious to understand, if somebody is draining you, then why wouldn't the person that's doing the draining be to blame?
Well, here's the thing. Both parties are, first of all, whenever there's a relationship, both parties have blame. Both parties have blame.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because you as an individual, let me ask you a question. If somebody's holding your hand and they're squeezing your hand too tight and it's hurting you,
okay,
instead of taking your hand away, you just complain about them hurting your hand. Does that make sense?
What if they're squeezing your hand so tight that you can't pull away?
There's no such thing.
There is a such thing.
No, there's no such thing.
There is a such thing.
There's 100% a such thing. What are you talking about?
No, it's not such thing.
There's literally such thing. If you look it up, men tend to have tighter grips than women. Like quite.
Yeah, what do you mean, brother?
They do.
Hold on. We're not talking about. First of all, I think
use a different analogy. Rico, use a different
analogy. Let's go with a different analogy because now we're going to go into
terrible analogy.
Use a different analogy. Yeah. I didn't like that analogy.
Let's go. Okay, let's go with this. Kind of hard to think of an analogy that's going to work for you.
It's tough.
Because here's the thing. If you gotta have a lot of self-awareness when it comes to relationships. I've been in relationships that I was drained and I left because I was drained.
Okay.
I wasn't getting fulfilled as much as I was putting out, and
Were
I
you
seen
guys
it was an
living
uneven
together?
situation.
In these
Huh?
other relationships, were you guys living together? Were you guys married? Did you guys have kids? Did you like?
Yeah. One we had kids. I took my daughter with me.
Mhm.
You know, um, but I wasn't gonna stay in that. I've never stayed in a situation that I was unhappy.
That's
Never.
good. That's good. I'm not. I commend you for having that strength. I commend you for being able to put yourself first in those situations, 100%, and your kid apparently, right? Because
Oh,
nobody,
most definitely. Most
yeah.
definitely.
I
I seen
commend
it.
you.
I seen the
Yeah.
situation wasn't good for either one of us. We
Mhm.
left.
Yeah, but I'm definitely not blaming you. I would blame the person who was draining, right, in this scenario. So no matter what,
Well,
if you
well, I
stay,
blame, but see, I took responsibility for the simple fact that I was allowing it to happen. I seen it was happening, and I stayed longer than I should have. That was my fault.
okay,
That was
but
my
you were
fault.
still draining, but they were still wrong though, brother. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not saying they wasn't wrong.
But
I'm
you
not
weren't
saying they
wrong.
wasn't wrong.
But
See,
Rico, listen to what I'm saying. You weren't wrong. You didn't do any like look at it from a moral standpoint, right? A moral standpoint, right? Are you wrong for staying? Even if
yes,
you stay for morally speaking, you're wrong for
mo-
staying?
morally speaking, I am wrong for staying
How?
because I'm enabling that person.
What?
I'm enabling that person. I'm allowing them to leech my energy.
That's not how that works.
Damn, man, this is crazy.
When are people going to take responsibility for their part? It's two parts to a relationship.
It's
Everybody
really
wants to sit
not.
up there and say it's one or the other's fault. No, it's both of y'all fault. Either you stayed too long, or you allowed something, or you didn't
Rico,
see something. It was something.
if somebody
There was
cheats on
something you
you,
can stop,
is that your fault?
huh?
If somebody cheats on you, is that your fault?
The act, no. The
Okay,
reason I
let's keep
probably
going.
had some
It don't
part to
matter.
that.
It don't matter. If somebody cheats
Yeah,
on you,
the act
they're
is wrong. Yes.
fine. If somebody is physically abusing somebody, is that their fault? The person that's getting abused?
No, it's the other
Never,
person's fault. The
never.
act is their
Okay.
fault.
Okay. So how can you say with your full chest that it always goes both ways? That doesn't make sense.
No, I said each person has a part in it. It don't
No.
go both ways. Each person has a part in it.
All right, Rico. Make it make sense. Explain to me what you mean when you say what you're saying. When you say that, because I asked you, if you are the victim in this case, if you are the one who is getting drained, how is it your fault? Morally speaking, what have you done wrong from a moral standpoint? And you said you're enabling that other person. I've never heard that logic before in my life. I don't think that's how it works.
Well, of course, a lot of people want because people just want to say it's somebody else's fault. They have no, you know what? We're not even talking about those who are abused physically. Okay, we're not even gonna go there
I'm not
because
talking about
if
physically
somebody's
abuse.
overpowering you,
Yeah.
then yeah, I mean, yeah,
Emotional
you
abuse,
scared.
financial abuse. There's all different types of abuses. Abuse is abuse. I
No,
had a lady
that is
come on
not
here,
true.
a
That is
hundred,
not true.
a
Abuse is
thousand
not
percent.
abuse because
Abuse
some
is abuse.
abuse you can walk away from.
Rico, I had a woman come up here who was physically, and if you're physically abused, you're emotionally abused. It doesn't. There's no differentiating between the two. But you can be emotionally abused and not be physically abused, right?
Yes.
But I had a woman who was both. Like, you know, he would like say stuff to her. You know what I mean? So he was emotionally abusive. He would berate her, things of that nature.
Yeah.
She said that she doesn't even really remember like the physical abuse anymore. She was like, I already forgot. The emotional abuse is what scarred her the most. That's what she said from her perspective, right? So when you say that, when you try to, because what a lot of men like to do, because most men actually are abusive, they like to minimize abuse and say abuse they only care about the physical abuse, and they go like I've said 1,000 times, I don't cheat, I don't beat, and I got a job. And they try to go, therefore, I'm a good man, Savannah. And I'm telling you that men abuse, most men are abusive or have been abusive. If they're not actively abusive now, they have been abusive in some way, shape, or form, right? Whether it be manipulative, whether it be coercion, whether it be emotional, whether it be financial. Men abuse women all the time. Happens all the time in relationships. Neglect is abuse as well, right? So there are many forms of abuse. So saying that, oh no, that's not abuse, and it ain't the same, brother. It's the same. It be showing up as the same in people. Women be getting sick. They be physically unalive. They be, you know what I'm saying? They be getting sick from that stuff. So how you gonna say it's not the same? I'm not understanding. It's the same. It has very, very similar effects on the mind and body. The emotional abuse, right? So the thing that I'm trying to understand from you, cheating is abuse as well. Thank you, Vanity. The thing that I'm trying to understand from you, Rico, is why are you so hell bent on blaming victims? Why are you so hell bent on this? Like, well, you should have got out of there. Why is it that? Why is it not focusing on the people who are actually doing the harm?
Maybe because I have a problem with the word victim. Probably, yeah.
What do you mean?
If you're in an abusive relationship, I can see where the fear would stop you from getting out of that relationship. Okay, if you're in a relationship where you're being neglected, then why are you staying? There's nothing physically restraining you to being. I mean, of leaving if somebody's neglecting you. They're not around. They're not giving you anything you need. Why do you stay?
Are you asking me? Because I can tell you why.
Yeah,
why they might stay.
yeah. Why they might stay?
So being manipulated is a way that people end up staying in these relationships, right? So like I know we throw around the term gaslighting a lot, but people are gaslit, and that's why they stay. That's one of the that's just one of the reasons why they stay.
And that person just don't have no responsibility for allowing themselves to be gaslit.
No. Nope. None. Absolutely none.
Talk to him.
Zero. Because the way that gaslighting works is that it takes you on a bit of a roller coaster. So it takes a very common argument or a common idea, and it continuously takes you through these loops of, am I making a big deal of this? Is this a really huge deal? Like, a person who's gaslighting you will lead you to believe that what you're experiencing, either you're not experiencing it or you're over exaggerating the experience. Like, that's how, first of all, that's how people end up in those abusive relationships. Physically abusive relationships do not start with, I met you, I took you out on a date, and now I'm hitting you. That's not how that starts. It always starts with manipulation. It always starts with gaslighting, and it's not that bad, and it's not that deep, and maybe they'll just get better. You know, you're overreacting. I do all of these things. I pay bills. I take care of you, and yeah, you have to do these things for me, but that's all you have to do. It shouldn't be that hard for you to make sure that I don't cheat on you. It shouldn't be that hard for you to make sure I'm happy when I'm doing this and this and this and that. Like, that's not a hard concept. But I think that for a lot of people, because of the fact that when you identify with the power that an abuser uses, I think it's very easy to see victims as annoying people. Because why didn't you just leave? Why didn't you just have the power to get out? Why didn't you just, walk away? Why didn't you just, it's always a why didn't you? It's always a you could have. Whereas when you empathize and understand how people are victimized and abused, you start to look at the abuser very differently. You go, how could you lead people to believe that you're this person and be a monster at home? How could you do this thing to somebody who trusted you, who believed you, who thought that you were a good person, and you turn on them like this? Like, that's usually how that switch kind of flips, because immediately you go to, this is a really sick, twisted thing. Like, there's no way that a person who loves somebody this much would do that to somebody that they love. Because yeah, okay, it could be considered crazy that you stay in a relationship with somebody who's gaslighting you and manipulating you. Maybe they're cheating, maybe they're beating. However, what's crazier is staying in a relationship with somebody that you have to track all the time, that you putting your hands on, that you lying to. You mean to tell me that it makes sense to tell the victim that, and this is a rhetorical question, that they are wrong for staying, but it's not crazy to look at people who are doing the victimizing, who are doing the abusing, to go, why are you wasting your time in a relationship where you got to do all this to somebody? So you want to be with this lady, you want to be with this person, but you gonna sleep with them one day and then you gonna lie and go sleep with somebody else the next day? Or you gonna hide money? Or you gonna, try to manipulate them or try to isolate them? Ain't that a lot of work? Like that sounds much crazier than somebody who believes that a person could change, because we all have the capacity to believe that a person could change or be better. Otherwise, those other relationships that you say that you were gaslit in, you wouldn't be in another relationship. You would never get into another relationship with another person, because you would sincerely be like, you know what? Nobody's ever going to do that to me again. But you take the chance because you're like, okay, somebody else is better. There are good people out there somewhere that will treat me like a person. We know that happens with people, and people do the same thing in relationships. But the only problem is that more people identify with the power of an abuser than the isolation of a victim.
Facts. And let me I want to get to this real quick. This poll, should victims of abuse take accountability? 100% said no. Just FYI. I just think I think that goes without saying,
Of course.
Rico, right? Like I don't think we should be coming from a place of being, and it was, what's so funny, because the gentleman that was up here earlier, DJ, he was saying how men are empathetic and sympathetic, and this is why I be saying men aren't empathetic, because this is literally, we're talking about empathy right now, like men having empathy. And Rico, you said you were a victim of this stuff. That's the thing that always blows my mind, is how men will say, oh, I was a victim of that, but then lack all empathy for every other victim. I'm like, what?
Well, see, first of all, the difference is I don't look at myself as a victim. Yeah, I got with the wrong person and some things happened. And once I realized that I was with the wrong person and this wasn't gonna get no better, I left. That's why I'm not looking at it. And first of all, let me be very clear for those who are listening. If you are a victim of DV or any other abuse, I'm not saying that it's your fault. Okay, that person's a bad person. I am strictly speaking on people who are being gaslit and stay. I ain't talking about the ones that's being chased down and DV'd. I'm not talking about those people. I'm not. And I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry about the woman who got cheated on.
Can I ask you, Rico,
but once she got cheated on 7 times, you say she still don't have no accountability in that situation?
No, I mean, I if I'm her friend, I'm like, girl, leave. But at the same time, the dude is still the one who is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point in time, don't get me wrong, Rico. Listen.
I'm not saying that he's not wrong. I'm just saying
listen,
it's only so much wrong a person will do to me before I'm out.
At some point in time, I'm going to tell her. I'm sorry. At some point in time, I'm going to check out. At some point in time, I'm going to be like, hey, you got it. Appreciate you, Katrina. Thanks for the cash app. At some point in time, I'm going to check out mentally. Stop asking me, right? At some point in time. Don't get me wrong. But I will never blame her for getting cheated on. I don't care if it's 30 times. I would never blame her for getting cheated on. He chose to cheat every single time. You see what I'm saying? I could separate the two. They're not the same thing. I could say, damn, I don't know what's going on with her. I'm going to chalk it up to she got something going on mentally. Like, something's off, right? Like, no doubt, if she's going to stick around for that, if they can leave.
Where you missing is, I'm not blaming her for being cheated on. I'm blaming her for staying. That's the blame.
That's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It is the same thing.
It is not.
Okay.
If I know if I stand beside you, me and you are two guys. If I stand beside you and you keep punching me in my arm, and I continue to stand beside you, I'm the blame. I'm saying two guys.
You're not to blame. You're not to. You're using the. I think you're
See,
almost. Look, Rico. I want to give you the. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. I think I understand what you're trying to get at, but you're using the language you're using is bad because you
okay.
wouldn't be to blame in that scenario. The person who punched you is still to blame.
Yeah, the person who punched me is doing wrong. Yes, they are. But I'm allowing them to continue to do me wrong.
The police wouldn't even see it that way.
That's what I'm saying. Full stop. You said it, and you just there was no but. There was no but that needed to be added in that statement. That was a complete statement in and of itself. That person was wrong for punching you.
Yes.
Done.
Yes.
We're done. There's no but after that. Right? That's how it works. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how simple it is.
Physically, yes. Physically, yes.
Rico.
But look, you know what? I'm with you on the DV part. There's no blame in that because most of the women are scared to procedures. Okay, even a woman whose mind ain't all that strong and he verbally abuses her, I give her that too. But if a
Verbal
person's
abuse has
cheating on
nothing to
you
do with a strong
and they
mind, by
keep
the way.
cheating on you and you keep knowing it and you allow it to happen, I'm not gonna give you a pass on that. You ain't even gonna give her a pass. You said you're gonna check out on her. That's the same way as saying it's on her. You still said it's on her.
I have to protect I gotta put myself, Lucius. I gotta put myself first, right? I'm saying at some point for my own mental sanity, don't ask me about I've been in that situation where the homies will come to me about their girl or whatever, and I'll be like, bro, you need to leave. Y'all are done. She ain't the right one. Whatever. I told people that 20 years ago. Yeah, she ain't the right one. Fast forward 20 years later, they're having the same arguments. Stop talking to me about that. I'm not blaming him. You know what I'm saying? Like she's still wrong or whatever the case may be. But I'm not blaming him. I just don't want to hear about it no more. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean that I would ever if I were to ever if this was a court of law or something like that, it's 100% him. I would never blame her or him. I'm sorry, I would never blame him if she was the one that was wronging him this whole time. He would never be guilty in my mind. Right? And BPG just said, the police wouldn't do that. Like the court in the court of law, that wouldn't happen. And I understand that, reality in the court of law, whatever. So,
I was getting ready to say, now you know darn well the court of law.
I know it's different.
Well, to clarify, in a court of law, if a man in the scenario that a man is you're out and maybe you at a concert or something, you someplace in a public place. If a man walks up to you and he hits you and then he walks away and he comes back and he hits you again and he walks away, he comes back and he hits you again and you call the police, you are more likely to get justice than a woman who's in a relationship with a man who consistently hits her. If she calls the police on that man that she's in a relationship with, that she knows, and she comes to the station with a black eye and bite marks all up her body, and she's black and blue, she is less likely to be able to get justice and to be able to get away from that man than you would be if you were at a random concert and a random man came up to you and hit you.
Facts. And that's because of we gotta Rico,
the difference is if a man came up and punched me in my eye and walked away, I'm not gonna be there when he come back.
But the bigger
So
picture is the bigger picture is you being there. You being there is not the reason why you got punched. You getting punched is not your fault. The whole thing is on the man who decided to come up to you and punch you. It's quite literally all on him. It's like getting into a car accident and the police coming up to your car. Somebody hits your car and leaves, and the police come up to you and they're like, you know what? You know this street has had a lot of accidents over here. Why would you come over here? What would be the point of you driving down this street, sir?
At 5 o'clock? You drove up, you drove up MLK Boulevard at 5 o'clock. You should have known better. Like
in
that
the
would be
evening,
wild.
sir. You should be eating dinner at this time.
But if I'm walking down a dark alley with gold dripping off of me, and
don't do it,
and somebody takes it from me,
Rico,
It's not
Why
my
are you in a
fault.
Scooby mystery though?
Don't do it, Rico. I'm trying
There
to
are
help you. Don't do it.
situations. Look, there are situations where you have no chance of avoiding something. A car crash, you have no chance of avoiding if somebody rides
You
up
do.
on you and your blind side and hit you.
You do.
That there, just like anything else, there are some things that you can avoid and some things you can't. If you dating
Right.
somebody and they get a hold of you and they physically abusing you, there's nothing you can do about that. If
Why
you
do we keep
continue to
going
come
to
back,
physical abuse?
it's the repetitiveness that I have a problem with saying that it's the other person. The first time they do it, yes, the other person. The 50th time they do it, you need to look at yourself.
The 50th time they do it, you've been beat up 50 times.
At the end of the day, like,
You've been beat
come
up
on,
50
bro.
times. Do you think that
And
somebody who gets hit consistently
you keep on going
49
back with the
times in a
hitting. I
row?
said I'd already see y'all don't know how to separate stuff.
Somebody
Hey,
is
Hitting
Rico,
called
is
somebody
that a?
being hit
Hey,
and
Rico, hold on,
somebody
wait,
being
Rico,
cheated on is
Rico,
two different
Rico,
things.
Rico. Wait, is that a pager or
he
what
got
kind
a
of
house
phone is that?
phone.
That's a house phone. I thought that was
He
a
got a
page.
house phone. Yeah.
Y'all remember them? Y'all remember them old pagers? The dope ones though.
Hmm.
I had two. I had the black, the dope dealer one, and I also had the one for the women that you could slide out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was, and I had, it was blue. That sounded like that ringtone from that pager. That's that pager because you could change the ringtone in there. I remember that. That sounded like a beeper. I
Actually,
remember
it's a
that.
work.
I thought
Actually,
Rico
it's a
had
work phone. Actually, it's a work
I,
phone. Okay, it
it
was a work
sounded
phone.
like a work. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I was like, damn,
Who in the hell
that
got a
phone
house
sounds
phone?
familiar.
Girl, stop it.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
you
Rico,
say that. So
ringtone
so
crazy.
here's the plot twist. It's 2024 and the phone is ringing. I haven't heard my phone physically ring
Cool minute.
since 2011, maybe.
Cool minute.
Maybe. It's always on
Cool
vibrate.
minute. That definitely that was a little different. I'm telling you, we must be too young or something like that. Cause I was like, what? A
Hmm.
ringtone?
Right.
I
Well,
couldn't quite place it.
when you are in a professional setting, your phone ain't on
You need
vibrate
that
because
ringtone.
people need you. So
Yep.
therefore, the phone has to ring. Have you ever
Nah, you
have
realize
you ever seen a secretary sitting at her desk and her phone vibrated? No, it
nah,
rung.
Rico, you are a grown man with a real job. I ain't knocking it at all. I'm just saying it just threw us off. That's it. You ain't got to defend it. You got it. As far as I
I
ain't gonna never
mean,
judge.
I don't have a weenus, but I do have a real job. And if for one, if I'm in a professional setting and the phone starts ringing, I lose my job. So I don't know.
He
Maybe I'm different.
obviously he on call though. That's what he's saying. He need his ringtone.
No,
He need
no, I'm just the one that's in charge, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm in my office right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm the
Big
one in
boss.
charge, so I can do
I see you,
this.
big money. I see you, big money.
There was
No,
a
it ain't
book.
about money. It's just about being in a position that you can do other things at the same time. That's all.
There was a
Hmm.
book I read. It's called "Why Is He So Angry?" and it talks about men who abuse, and um, a lot of it focuses on like the mental gymnastics of like playing those sort of power games. Um, how men like that, and this is obviously not at all connected at all whatsoever in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And I mean that from the bottom of my sarcasm. But they talk about like um how powerful they are and how like they can control and manipulate from like every aspect of their life, like even down to like the way that they intentionally create like these amazing sexual experiences just because they like the idea of a partner who is just like um who is experiencing their power and domination, and how they always have to like emphasize these jobs where I'm the big man on campus, I'm running the show, because they want to emphasize that level of power. I don't know how this is related at all whatsoever, but I just thought that book was interesting. It's called "Why Are They So Angry?"
I
Yeah,
remember you
I
doing
don't
something
know.
like
I
that.
don't know how that. I don't know how that went on either
Me
because
neither.
I got a question
if
for
it
you.
wasn't for the fact that you made a comment about the phone ringing, I was never even going to mention the fact that I was at work. We
All
was
right.
on a
Oh,
whole different
Rico, I got
conversation.
you.
To me,
I'm gonna
that
talk
was
about that.
irrelevant.
It
Yeah, that
is.
was
We
irrelevant.
just she just brought it up because the book was interesting because BPG be reading books. Rico, I got a question for you, brother. How do you feel about the prompt?
Well, you know what? That's actually what I want to come up here and talk about in the first place. But I'm glad you
Great.
finally got back to that.
Thank you.
What I think about the prompts is it's hard to say because most people don't even know what their needs are in a relationship, and that's the truth. The reason why most people have so many problems with relationships is because they're trying to get into a relationship and figure it out as it goes along. Because people who know what they want in a relationship, they go after people who can provide those things in a relationship. That way, their relationship, their needs is met. Anybody who's having a halfway decent marriage is because there was two people who knew what they wanted when they got into this.
Yeah,
They were
but
like-minded.
okay. But in general, what do you believe that men who do you believe gets their needs met more in a relationship?
In general, I would say women.
You think women get their needs met more?
Yeah.
And what leads you to that conclusion?
Um, Everything is geared towards women as far as relationships is concerned.
Be specific.
Happy
What do you mean?
wife, happy wife, happy life. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, all that correlates to the leader of the house, which is the woman,
Hold on, wait. I got
the
a question
mother.
for you. Why do you
Yeah.
why do you think they needed to come up with the saying "happy wife, happy life"?
Because trust me, if you care about your woman, if she's not happy, you're not happy.
I know. So why did you think they needed we're almost there. Why do you think they needed to come up with the saying if women are centered in the relationship? Why would they need to tell men to center women in a relationship?
Because there's a lot of clowns out here.
I,
There's clowns out here that need to know this information.
I know,
Some
but
of them just
Rico,
don't know.
I know, but feel me. It is so many clowns that they needed to come up with a saying to remind men that that we need to pour into our wives and our women, right? So wouldn't that actually show that the relationships aren't actually centered around the women? They're more centered around the men, and that's why you have to remind men, happy wife, happy life, right?
Well, you know what? I would agree with you in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. But beyond that, it's men's fault if they in a relationship and their woman's not happy because around the 80s and 90s, I don't know how old you are, but around the 80s and 90s, these things came to the front for as far as men was concerned. Men was actually starting to tell younger men actually how to have a decent relationship with a woman. And it wasn't about me man, you woman,
No, they weren't.
caveman capability. That's how it was around me.
I was born I was in the 80s and the 90s. There wasn't nobody was telling us how to. I was listening to toxic R&B songs. What you talking about? Who was
I
telling us
don't know. I don't
what man
I
was
don't know. I don't know what I don't know what type of men you was around, but the type of men I
regular
was
degular
around,
men?
the type of men I was around was teaching us better.
I don't know about that one, brother. I was around the most regular of the most degular men, and they were not telling me anything how to treat women properly at all.
I was
It's
I was
always the
listening to
men they
Keith
know
Sweat on
best.
Father's Day. I was listening to Keith
What
Sweat on
you
Father's Day.
Keith Sweat on Father's Day sound like a good Father's Day. This is crazy. This is wild to me. I'm not understanding. So women's needs are getting met more because relationships are geared towards women, and your proof of that was Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, which there's a Father's Day as well, and Valentine's Day is for
And
both
don't
men
nobody
and
give a
women.
damn about Father's Day.
Why is that though?
But why is that? Yeah, I was about to say, but why is that?
Because everything else is geared to men.
No,
Everything
no, no,
else
no.
is geared to men.
Hold on, wait. Okay, I'm glad you said that because I said this earlier. Rico, make it make sense. So you mean to tell me that the whole world like the hardest working man in show business said once upon a time, it's a man's world, right? You tell me that everything else in society is geared towards men, right? But somehow, some way, in a relationship, the relationship is centered. Women are centered in the relationship. How does that make sense?
Well, it's simple, public. Just like you're a married man, your wife is the center of you, right?
No,
Your wife is not the center
no,
of your relationship.
no. That's why we fight. That's been my whole thing. Is putting more focus on her. That's a big part of it. That's where a lot of our disagreements come from. Is me not being attentive enough. Me not.
Well, there you go. That's the reason why men who have discord in their household is because they're not putting their woman in center of
But
their
most
life.
men don't do it, Rico. That's my point. Most men don't do it. I'm
You
about
know
the
what?
outlier.
You know what? You know what? You probably right. See, I spend so much time making sure that my wife is happy. I don't really pay attention. So you might be right.
That was interesting. Go ahead, BPG.
So
Um,
I'll change my decision. It's men. I just changed. You convinced me. It's men.
Okay, that's fair. Go ahead, BPG.
Okay. So especially with the happy wife, happy life thing, I'm glad that you were tiptoeing towards that because obviously, people who are frequently here already know that the happy wife, happy life thing came from women quite literally losing their minds because their husbands and their families were the center of their world, and they were going crazy because they couldn't figure out who they were. These women were being diagnosed with all kinds of things. People were trying to figure out, like, they were diagnosing them as manic and as insane, and they were literally putting them actually in insane asylums, like quite literally, because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with these women. So they came up with that phrase happy wife, happy life, because they figured, hey, if you just if you buy her a few more things, if you do a few more things for her, then you won't have all
BPG.
these issues out of your wife.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
We got the bounty is the clock is ticking. We got 25 on the bounty, just so y'all know. Moni done set it off. She put 25 on the bounty, so we got 25 to go. Well, go ahead.
Bless you, Sister Moni. So that's where that came from, and I think that there are a whole lot of men and women who get confused at the idea of whose needs are being met in a relationship, when we know, like, men in relationships, for sure, they do have the opportunity to live longer because of the fact that they have women planning out their entire lives, their entire days, their wardrobe, their nutrition. Like, quite literally, they have a built-in nurse, chef, maid, caregiver. She's balancing the books, she's taking care of the kids, she's probably still working, like, she's doing all of the things. So it makes his life much, much easier having her around. For women, it's not the same. And even more so, when a man gets sick, he does have, if he's married, he has a strong likelihood to have a woman who's going to stand beside him. When a woman gets sick, though, the first thing her doctor tells her is, you might want to brace yourself for that man to leave. Like, I think that there is a strong possibility that that man will leave. Those are the conversations that doctors are having with women, especially if they're terminal, especially if they have something that's very serious, that will take a lot of support to get through. For sure, it's almost guaranteed that their husbands will leave. Like, the experiences that men are having in relationships and women are having in relationships are completely different. And I think that a lot of men have confused themselves into believing that, well, I pay bills, and a lot aren't even paying the majority of the bills, and they haven't been paying the majority of the bills. People like to tell that lie, the 60s and the 70s and the 80s was this and that, and in the 90s and blah blah blah. No, they haven't been paying bills in quite some time, where they were carrying the load of the house. That lady was still very much working, including in the 60s and 70s. She was babysitting. She was selling candy. That's where you got the candy lady from.
The deindustrialization of America started in the 70s, and that's when pretty much like at that point, like everybody was working. Men went like everybody was working. Just FYI, if you guys go look up the numbers.
And that really just started to include white tea women. Black women have that never
Black women will
never
always.
ever
I know.
included
Yeah,
black
I'm
women.
just talking about just in general.
I'm not
the
disagreeing
population
with
of
you
women.
at all. No,
Yeah.
and I think that it forced those few people who were, sort of left at home to be able to have that, leave it to Beaver style family. Those few people that were left, they ended up getting pulled into the cycle too. So you had these women who, especially we gon' hone in on the black women right now. You had these black women who were working, who still had side hustles, but they still were predominantly taking care of the husband and the kids and doing all of those things. They were the ones taking the kids to church, which is the reason why y'all Father's Day be sucking, because that Sunday of Easter, Mother's Day, Christmas, and I think those are the top three where you gonna have the highest attendance. You know why? Because there's always a mother's board in the church. There is no father's board because the church is predominantly women. When you go to these spaces where there are, religious spaces or even soccer teams, everywhere you go, if there are kids involved, there are moms involved. So when Mother's Day roll around, I know you see all the cars and the balloons and all of that stuff, which is all the junk that we getting. We not getting diamonds and gold and cars, but that's the stuff that you see. Father's Day rolls around, and guess what? For one, y'all getting the same crappy gifts that mom's getting.
Yep.
You just upset
Socks,
about
ties. We getting socks, ties, draws. We just don't get candy and flowers and stuff, and we don't need that stuff. But also, I'm getting some. I don't know about y'all. Y'all be safe. I'll be getting something better than all of that. I don't know about y'all. It's the gift that keep on giving.
Okay, that's okay. I really wish you could meet the host, but yeah, that's no okay. But there are fathers, like, for sure. My husband, I buy the bar when it's time for Father's Day to roll around. But again, I'm not fighting tooth and nail to try to figure stuff out all year round, or trying to figure out it, if I'm exhausted and trying to figure out how to balance my whole life because I have a legit teammate. For most women, that's not the case. That's really not the case. I know plenty of women who still buy in the bar for men on Father's Day, and I'm like, sis, you ain't need to get him nothing, including being a father.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Amiri said, that's kind of sad, though, considering we only get flowers when we're dead. Sir, the whole world revolves around us, first of all. Second of all, you want a cookie? Third of all, I'll take vagina over flowers any day of the week. What are you talking about? What are y'all talking about? Did I miss something? You want flowers? What are you talking about? I don't be understanding, man. How do y'all be looking to give horse in the mouth like that? Like that's crazy. That is crazy. That's nasty work, man. That's nasty work. I don't got it in me.
Well, I just want to flip that on the head, and that sounds like the fella wants flowers for his birthday and stuff, which is fine. We cool with that if that's what he wants.
That's
Yeah,
cool for him. That's good for him. I ain't gonna
exactly.
hold it.
Exactly. Yeah. Some men do need flowers. If you one of them, you let the people around you know that you want flowers and stuff. You appreciate those things, because right now, men in society, we generally don't like pubs. We don't appreciate flowers. So if you're that man, stand up and be that man.
Yeah, stand on that.
Yeah.
If you give me flowers, that don't mean you don't got to get me the other thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, it ain't an either or. You just gonna end up giving me flowers and giving me the other thing. So you might as well just give me the other thing. You see what I'm saying?
I want to buy her flowers and get the other thing. No, you have all these flowers. I'll buy you the whole pot of flowers.
My wife don't like flowers, but if she like flowers, she know she can have all the flowers in the world.
That's right.
That's easy. All the flowers she want. What's your favorite flower? Tulips. Guess what? I want tulips too.
Plant them things.
Me
But
myself, I
women
love the
don't even
smell of
get
flowers,
flowers like
so
that. Like, it's
I like
such a
flowers.
weird flex
I
because
like flowers.
you should know that the woman that you with likes flowers or not. Like, you know what I mean? I think the default is buy a woman some flowers. Do you know that lady likes flowers? Like, don't buy me no flowers. I honestly, I don't need no flowers. It's not a thing for me. buy me, you know, something that I'm actually buy me. If you come in with a box of fresh, crispy ones in a colorway I ain't never seen. Yes, the behind the flowers that you know you was talking about for
It's gonna be
sure.
like, hey, move. What's
The gift
these?
that keeps on giving will be right in your hand, sir. If you give me a fresh pair of ones, let it have a little money in the box. Tell me that I got a gift card someplace to go get me some wings.
See?
For sure. Forget the flower. I don't want the flowers because the flowers gonna unalive. I'm not keeping up with no flowers.
I think cutting flowers is mean. I think plucking ours are like, you know what I mean?
It's
Like
a little
taking
sick.
it's weird to me. I'm like, just killing them flowers for no reason. You ain't about to keep them flowers alive for about a week.
They not gonna last.
They not gonna last. But brother Rico, I got a question for you, fam. All right, um, so now that we got that out the way, right? We know that men don't get their need. Women are getting their needs met in these relationships more than men are. How do we address that? How are you addressing that in your relationship? I should say. How are you making sure that your wife that you are meeting her needs?
Well, me myself, I'm just the kind of person where I pick my wife to be my mate,
Help me.
my right hand.
Okay.
Okay, so therefore, if
Your rib.
my wife has the ability to reach me when I'm at a pinnacle of my being, my manhood, that I don't want to be reached, that I just lose it. She has the ability to speak into my soul to get me to calm down. So therefore, I see her value. That's just one. Okay, let's get it straight. That's just one value. But I
Okay.
see that value as something that I need to cherish. So therefore, I make sure spiritually, mentally, and physically I am there for her.
How?
I can look at my wife. She don't have to speak, and I can know what she wants. That's how much attention I pay to my wife.
But how do you do it though?
How did I do what?
How do you meet her needs? What are you doing to meet her needs?
It just depends on whatever her need is at that time. Because there's many of needs that she may need, but I am there for her. Whether she needs me to screw in a light bulb or what she need me to pray for, I am there for her, and I pay attention
What?
to what she needs.
Those might have been the two worst examples I could think of.
What
Praying and
about
screwing in
that?
the light bulb.
What? Hold on. How
Hold
do
on,
you
I'm
figure
sorry,
that?
Rico. That
A
was just
need
my
is a
bad.
need,
I
bro.
take it back, fam. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I
Wait a
didn't
minute.
mean
No,
like.
no. I need you to explain to me, if your wife needs you to pray for her,
Mhm.
you won't pray for her?
I mean, I don't pray. I don't believe in God,
Okay.
but if she asked me to, I
Okay.
would.
Well, well,
If she asked
well,
me to, I would though. And I don't even
well,
believe in God. I'll do it for her.
well. See,
And
that's
that's
the
easy.
difference. See, that's the difference. My
You know,
household,
my
we
wife would
believe in
ask me.
God.
My wife would say, "Let's talk," and that's harder. Like
And you
praying
know
is
what?
easy. I down
If
there
my
go in the room. Oh, thank
okay,
you.
let me explain this. Let me
Boom.
go with this one for you, bro. Let me go with this one for you. I know when my woman needs to talk, and I know when my woman needs to vent.
Okay. I mean,
That
you mean
that's
like
that that's being
you
able to
know
be
when
there
she
and,
wants you
and
to talk
providing her
back to her.
needs. Huh?
You
There are
know you
times
know when she needs you to talk back to her. Got you.
exactly, and I know when she just needs me to listen.
Okay.
That's providing a need.
Hmm.
Like I said,
Okay.
there are several needs. There might be a time where she comes home, she gets home from work and she's tired, but she's hungry. I'll cook for her. That's providing a need. It's whatever she may need at that moment. It's no one simple thing when it comes to a need. And that's where a lot of people get in trouble in their relationships. Relationships are complex things that you have to be able to multitask through.
I got you. Hold up, y'all. 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 We gotta work through some things. We gotta work through some things on this one. I'm just curious. I gotta ask some more questions.
Okay.
So, what I'm trying to figure out, Rico, is let's say I don't know how to be. I don't know how to do these. Coach me. I don't know. My wife says I need to be more attentive. How do I do that? That's what I'm trying to find out. Can you help me out?
First of all, the first thing you got to do is not focus on you and pay attention to how she moves. How she moves. Know when she's happy. Know how she moves when she's happy. When she's sad, know how she moves when she's sad. That's the first thing. You got to be able to know what mood she's in.
Okay. So pay
Then,
attention. Pay attention to her. Be attentive.
yes, you got to pay attention to her. And not just look at her. You got to pay attention. You got to know these things. You can walk into the house and you can feel what mood she's in. That's how much attention you have to pay to this woman. Okay? Once you know that about your woman, then that's the hard part. The easy part is knowing the transition between whether she's in a good mood or whether she's in a bad mood or whether something's bothering her. And once you know these things, being able to be there for her and keep a smile on her face is a lot easier. But the problem is, I don't think men pay enough attention to the woman they're with to be able to know when she's in what mood and what caused that mood. Because a lot of times, and men, we have a tendency of wanting to fix stuff. So your woman may not even have a problem with you. She just might be upset about something else. And she wants to vent to you. And then you go in there, well, baby, you need to do this, or you ain't doing nothing but making her mad because she wasn't even talking. She just needed you to listen. She didn't need you to put no input in there. She didn't need you to fix nothing. She just wanted you to be there to be her sounding board. And once she gets that out of her system, she can move on. She can be better. But you got to know your woman. You got to know the woman you with. It's no cookie.
How do I get to know? How do I get to know my Rico? How do I get to know the woman?
Sit down and talk to her and listen to what she say. Ask her things about her that you don't know. Like, first of all, do you like flowers? Ask her. That way you ain't looking like an idiot bringing her flowers. Now you done pissed off because she ain't want no damn flowers. See what I'm saying? You see how easy it was to avoid that part? Just ask some questions. And actually, don't ask frivolous questions. Ask real questions. Ask her about how she's doing. When your woman come in from work, how was your day? Is there anything I can get you? You know, catering to her allows her to be in her femininity. And trust me, when
what? Sir, what you femininity? Okay.
Yes. And when a woman is there, she'll tell you. A man can make it fun for a woman to be a woman if he pays attention. If he pays attention to her, he can make it fun and she'll stay with a smile on her face.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I just want to know if supper got cooked before or after the light bulb was changed. That's all.
It depends on when the light bulb went out. If it went out before supper, it got changed before supper. If it went out after supper, it got changed after supper.
Word. That's a big bird.
I don't know what age you done got to, but trust me, if somebody tells me I need to change the light bulbs, I'm failing miserably at what's going on in the house. I don't want that to be our topic of conversation. Don't worry, babe. I already got the light bulb that went out. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, my wife she ain't changing no light bulb because she would do it, but she just don't be wanting to do it. There's certain things she don't do. She do everything else, but it's like little stuff. She be like, I ain't doing that. You got to do that. But
can I give you some advice? I'm not a weenus person, but I feel like this might be helpful and a little less vague. I found out not too long ago that my husband, when I would say that I like things or that I wanted to try a thing, like I would say, I want to go to San Juan, or, I like this specific type of purse, or, ooh, this perfume smells really good. I found out that he was making a list on his phone and in notes. And when I would say this stuff, he would put it in the notes as a private note that was stuff my wife likes or stuff my wife would like to try. So if he was ever trying to figure out like something nice to do for me, he would just refer back to the list so that he could just surprise me with a random thing off of the list. And he said that it helped him to stop like trying to guess, because he felt like he was, yeah, because he felt like he was frustrated trying to figure out like what it is I like, or how to surprise me with a thing, or like if I'm feeling sad or down, like he was trying to figure out what he needed to do to cheer me up. And I mean, it was, the list was very extensive. Like it was things like my wife was
Shout out TGA.
He had stuff like, my wife was sad, I bought her, you know, a Crunch bar that seemed to make her happy. He would just write down just the most random things. If I found a song that I liked, like that would be the song would be in the list. So I think that for a lot of guys, truthfully, I think part of what Rico said was true. I hate to admit.
Well, he said, no, he definitely hit on some things.
Part of what he said was true, like paying attention to what she's saying. But I think to make it more tangible, like for sure, physically just writing it down, that way you ain't, you know, gotta keep asking this lady like, do you like flowers? Do you like candy? Do you want to go here? Do you want to go to, like, it seems more spontaneous and it seems more in tune with what it is she actually likes, because you know you've heard her say this before.
You're not making her do more labor, right? Because if you have to ask her to tell, that's making her do labor. So you should just, but she already done told you, if you're talking to her, like Rico was saying, if you sitting down talking to her, then yeah, that makes sense. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it sounds like your husband pays attention to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. I'm still in that. Tell TBA thank you. I'm still in that. I appreciate it. I'll be still in that. See what I'm saying?
Y'all just from the whole family.
I'm just still in front of. Put your kids on here too. Let me see what they got to say. I know they got a couple little two things. I know they got a couple 2-3 things to tell you boys. So I'm open. I listen to the babies too.
I would like to touch on the topic like BP.
Yo, man, thanks for letting me up, man. I got to run, but it's been a pleasure, man. I'll be back to see you. Y'all have a great night.
All right, bro.
Yes,
go ahead, Jen.
Why he red? I came up here to agree with Dog. I wanted to say, yeah, black people, you the reason that racism is still a thing. Racism is only a thing because allow it. Slavery was only a thing because y'all allow it, using Rico's logic. And I just wanted to say he was spitting facts. Like, y'all not really listening to Doc for real. Because if you really, really listen and use like your left hemisphere of your brain, you would have really, really heard like what he was saying. And he was spitting facts for real. Like, it's y'all fault, black.
He was
Racism
some of them.
So that, you know, like, I'm just saying, like he was spitting facts. Y'all wasn't listening to him for real. But you know, I'm gonna leave that one there.
But what was the facts though?
Right there. I can't even take myself serious.
I don't know.
No, that shit was a joke. I came up and died when he said, what I really came up and died here about was when he said, that's not true. Women live longer than men. Sir, that's not the point that was being made. The point that was being made was married men live longer than single men. Not that men live longer than women, but I'm going to digress on that.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was saying. I was like, wait, women do not.
What?
Then he said,
that was
like, all right. I'm like, please be specific, sir. Please be specific.
Thanks for whoever sent that 25. Y'all ain't send that ish fast enough, because my God.
That was crazy. It was just sitting in there. Y'all didn't add to it. I guess y'all didn't hate him that much. I thought y'all didn't like him.
Oh my God. Right, Lou? I about fell out when you said that. But I only came up really to do mod things. One, to say that, because that was funny as hell. But two, just to do mod things. Y'all, thank you so much. We on the backup. We on the backup of the backup. So thank y'all for that. And then just tap the screen, bang the Cash App. What's up to the YouTube peeps? I feel like we don't be giving the YouTubers. What's up?
Hold on. I forgot. All right, hey, y'all, go follow my page on Facebook. It's the Public Offender 100. It's on Facebook. Stephanie requested a refund. That's crazy.
Not a refund.
The refund she requested.
Y'all funny as hell.
Facebook. Follow the Facebook page because I'm gonna have stuff on there too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, y'all look, follow the Facebook. But seriously, shout out to the YouTubes, y'all. If y'all don't see us on the TikToks, definitely check out the YouTubes. Make sure that y'all go sub to the YouTube. Pub has been actually being consistent and being a good host and being a good content creator.
Yeah, man, I love the YouTube, man. The YouTube is a Public Offender 100. The YouTubes is my peoples, man.
Right, and shout out to them.
I really mess with the YouTubes. I'm happy I came over here.
I went over there the other day. Y'all got a silver refrigerator and all. I like it over there. I really
It's
do.
nice. Ain't no roaches
nice.
over here or nothing.
Ain't no roaches or nothing.
Ain't no roaches over here or nothing. I like it. It feel real good over here.
Is there a Twitter name, Ali said?
Twitter name, public offender.
All right, y'all go search public offender on the platforms. It's either the public offender, or the public offender 100. It'll be one of those variations. And then, hey, if you have been joining the Discord and you have been getting kicked, because I done kick like 30 of y'all out of there, I ain't gonna lie. You need to verify when you come in there, because if you just chilling in there for a day or so, you gonna get auto kicked. So please don't think like public don't got none against y'all. We don't got no beef. Just make sure you verify yourself when you get in there, please. Everybody is on a list, so if you're not on that list after a couple hours, you just get kicked. So please rejoin and just do that, and I promise y'all all good. Y'all already know the things. Thank you for the live. Y'all been really good. Just share the live. Make sure y'all are hitting the donation. Go and bang the Cash App. Seriously.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah. We in the Discord. Yeah, y'all hit my thing. We in that thing. Hit my hit the link tree. Appreciate you, Lux. Hit the link tree. We in that thing. Hey. Oh, it froze. Hey, on the YouTubes, the YouTubes froze, man. This computer is making me want to. I might have to invest in a new computer. It's getting wild.
What kind of computer you got?
A Mac.
Oh,
MacBook Air. Yeah.
You gonna have to message me on IG, because you know I do live streaming.
You do live streaming
for like a living. Like I set up live streaming for like churches, businesses.
Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me now. Appreciate you now, friend.
It's a thing, but
where your ass been? Where was your antenna?
Live streaming.
Live streaming. This is crazy. I'm over here live streaming. This lady had me. I'm drowning. I got a microphone set up underneath my phone. I got a camera on top of my phone. Just, you know what?
We've been on.
I didn't know that.
We've been riding around in the mail truck in the hood. That's how we've been for the past. I got my little tripod on my phone. I ain't even got no little ring light, and BB just setting up everything.
I do. He knows that I do all things media.
I know you
so
do cameras. I know what you do. I didn't know you do the live stream. I should have known that.
I've set up live streaming before, for sure.
Right.
Quite a few times.
I'm with it. I know you gave me you on your Facebook. I'm sorry, that's so disrespectful. On your TikTok, you did you posted that link for that tripod. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna get that one, and I ended up I just put it off, but I'm gonna get it though because I need it. I need a new tripod, and I need a new ring light. I don't got a ring light right now, so I'm really about to end the live right now actually because it's getting dark. And last night it was crazy. It just the darkness.
Hilarious. We're gonna get you a little 3-point lighting setup, dear. That's.
Tell me what it is, and
I can tell that you don't got it because you are using some kind of overhead lighting right now. You got some. What's this light? Because you have a light on the left side of your face.
The sun.
Oh, you know what? You're in California.
Yeah, I'm using the sun right now. This is the sun.
So that's a window on the other side.
My window.
It's on the left side. Yeah.
I had a light. It just broke like yesterday, and I haven't ordered a new one. So yeah, I got to get a new light, and I got a lot I got to do. I'm gonna get the situation. I'm gonna situate the situation. Let me put it like that.
I can send you like a diagram.
Help me, okay? Help me. I got to get back over to the YouTubes real quick. Hey y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming up. Shout out to everybody in the queue. I'm sorry we couldn't get to it today, but I'm gonna get to y'all mañana. I'm gonna get to y'all mañana. Thanks for coming up, Jeff, BPG. We didn't have haters in here today. We just had some people that disagreed though, but I wouldn't classify them as haters. But haters come back tomorrow. Haters come back tomorrow. I love the mods. Thanks, Katie. It was nice today, Moni. It was very nice today. We had a good day. You was in there earlier in the morning. Yeah, it was just a good day. It was a good day. It was a good day for live. But I'll be back on tomorrow. Yeah, while my lives is banned, we're gonna do some reruns. I'm gonna spin the block on some of my old prompts. I gotta dust them off. Gotta save my new ones for when the page come back. Decompression live, absolutely. Decompression live after this live. Yeah, we doing a decompression live after this live. Absolutely. Thanks for reminding me, Ali. I am going to eat dinner. It said invites. It said invites are paused. Appreciate you, River. I'm gonna keep pushing. I don't know what that means. Bula said, "Let me up." She yelled at me. What we talking about? Decompression live. Stick around. You'll see. All the you know what? Oh, she just unpaused the invites. There you go. She unpaused the invites. Yeah, y'all might as well go on and sub to the backup too. Yeah, we're gonna have the subs going on the backup too. What is going on, man? Let me in. Okay. Anyways, when Cedar has some time to answer to assist, yeah, I see to help us out. I'll be able to do more too, so don't worry about it. I'm going on vacation. How many pages I got? I got 3 pages, Moni. I got 3 pages. This is the backup though, so follow the main one. I don't know if you've seen the main one, but follow the main one. But yeah, man, it was good. We got up to 280 viewers in here, so that was cool. Facebook is the public offender 100. You're following too. Then you following too. Don't even worry about the third one. Don't even worry about the third one. The third one is secret right now. That's my burner. Y'all know what it is. On Facebook, I believe it's 100. Yeah, the public offender 100. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we almost cracked 300. So, you know, we was breaking through the shadow banning. Let's put it like that. We was breaking through the shadow banning. Love that. What up, Bula?
I think you were barely breaking through, honestly, not to be mean, because when I came back, when I was trying to come back into your live, you weren't even in my FYP, and I couldn't see your little icon at the top either. And I was like, what is going on? Did he end the live? So then I had to go into my messages and looked at who shared it with me, and then I was able to come back in. But yeah,
Oh,
you're
it's just a
hard.
public offender on Facebook because I changed my main page. It's not yeah, okay. So it's a public offender on Facebook. Damn, yeah, they didn't have me in the FYP. They was hating. Yeah,
They were.
it is
What's
what it
new?
is. What's new? Hey, I'm about to have the decompression live start. I ain't gonna even end it. Don't even worry about it. No, I do. I have to end it. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to end it and come back for the decompression live because I can't
Okay, see you
have it
then.
all. Yeah, I can't have it all on the same live because we're gonna chop this live up and put it on the other page. So I can't have the decompression live on there. I'm trying to get back to. I'm trying to get back to my to the YouTubes, but it's not allowing me. So, but I need to get back there so I can end the live. Um, any sub, all subs are invited to come up on the decompression live. You guys could come up, talk your stuff, talk about the topic. It will be ran by subs as well. 4 subs by subs. Dream, what's good? Yeah. I'm going back to YouTube right now. Thanks for telling me. Ocean. I'm trying to get back in there right now. It's just my computer is wilding. Oh yeah, welcome to the what's that thing we got? Discord. Yeah, welcome to the Discord. Oh yeah, you can watch it on your TV from there too. That's dope. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to. It's my second time. I'm trying to get in here. It ain't letting me in, man. Let's quit it. Very frustrating. Man, I'm sorry about that, YouTubes. I had to y'all know what it is. I got to figure out something with this computer. I don't know what's going on. Every day, every time I go live on here longer than 2 hours, I feel like the computer just shuts down. So, but I appreciate y'all. Uh, I appreciate y'all sticking around. Like I said, hey, shout out to the best mods in the business. To everybody in the super chat, everybody that sent the sticker, supported the live. Shout out to everybody that banged the Cash App. I really appreciate y'all, man, keeping the live alive. Y'all can send comments, by the way, with the Cash Apps if you would like. Just let me know. I'll read your comments, please. I love them. They make me laugh 99% of the time. Same thing. You already know with the super chats. Definitely send a message. I want to pin it. I want everybody to see it, and I want to read it out loud. I appreciate the support, everybody. On TikTok, we are going to do the decompression live right after this. I'm about to end the main live, and then we'll do the decompression live on TikTok, and we're going to cut off the live on here as well, and we're just going to be over there on TikTok. So shout out everybody on X that's rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. Where's the link for? You want a link to anything? Hit my link tree. All the links are in there. FYI, all the links are in there for everything. Kasim said his job is to make sure we all good. I appreciate y'all. Great.